14 sports presentation on Cable 14.
It's Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14 as we open up with a tremendous rendition of O Canada from the Rileys. It's Reed Duthie alongside my broadcast partner Neil Srivastava. Neil, it's been a long time, but it's opening night for the Hamilton Cardinals.
Oh, you can just feel the excitement in the air, and you look down the crowd here, and you got the Rileys on the field. Baseball is back, my friend, in a big way.
Oh, it certainly is, and it's great to be back up top in the press box here at Bernie Arbor Stadium as the new look Hamilton Cardinals get set to take to the field for the regular season for the first time. And unlike what we saw in exhibition play outside of an injury to Raquel Castro at shortstop, they've got all the pieces on the chessboard, and that means for the first time we see Tyler Duncan and Jonathan Salazzo in the same lineup. It's
going to be absolutely exciting and fun to watch, that's for sure. The conductor is back home in Hamilton, where he started his good career anyways, and let's going to see how it goes from there.
And you see all the new additions for the Cardinals. Owen Boone, who will start tonight, and that guy Fernando Rodney, the World Series champion, nearly 2 decades of MLB experience for Rodney. And those games that you see, the innings pitched that you see, those come in the highest leverage situations.
Yeah, exactly. 327 career saves at the Major League Baseball level.
Owen Boone, 48 wins, 662 strikeouts across 617 innings, and Jonathan Salazzo is one of the best that's ever done it in the IBL.
He's, of course, number 3 on the all-time home run list now. That was the active player. 4 now that Joey Castaldo was back in, actually, so now he's back down to 4th. But just great to see, a guy that's been around this league so long just put up big numbers and get a chance to, maybe get the icing on the cake here this year.
It could be that kind of year for the Hamilton Cardinals. We saw Jaden Brown show up in training camp and earn his way into a regular spot on this roster. He'll have shortstop tonight for the Cardinals. But, Neil, we were super impressed, and we've heard that he could see time at second, time in left field.
Yep.
He made an impact, and you wonder, what is training camp? What are the exhibition games for? Well, it's for a young man like that to show up and take a roster spot.
Exactly, and it's just absolutely impressive watching him doing the school day games and even the exhibition games in London as well. He's just he stood out. He showed up and stood out.
We will take a look at the starting lineup for the newly constructed Brantford Red Sox. New ownership and a completely different team on the field, and it's going to be a little bit of a mind warp at the leadoff spot. We'll see Jose Vinicio, and then Neil run us through from there.
Brody Black is in center field. Tim Hulk is in at third base, batting third. Chris Ortega is at first base. Cassidy Watt gets to make his debut tonight. Standout from college. Jeremy Villieu is in left field. Nick Burdett DHing in the 7th spot, and Matt Torres in right field, and Max Schmerder at second base in the 9th spot.
We saw the last couple of years for the Brantford Red Sox have not been kind. This is a new team with new ownership, new mentality, and boy, has Jeff Lounsbury put a team together.
He definitely had, he's only had 60 days to do it in, too. It's like they took over the team. The sale went through. Jeff got pretty much asked to do it, came out of retirement. He had other plans. had absolute other plans. Him and Mary were planning on doing a summer away from baseball.
Jeff was going fishing.
He was going fishing. He was going to AC/DC and everything else. Having some fun.
Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Exactly.
Well, to the hill for the Cardinals for the first time in regular season action, Owen Boone, and this was a monster pickup. Fernando Rodney took the air out of the room, but before the Rodney signing, Owen Boone was the initial shot across the bow from Eric Spearin and the Cardinals to say, no. You thought we improved last year. Wait till you see what we do this year.
I'm so used to Owen Boone ruining my Saturday afternoons in Guelph. Now I gotta go. I gotta switch the mindset to say Boone is good.
It's going to be a little different for you.
Yeah, it is.
And he will form the battery with July Vittini, who takes over the catching spot from the ever-popular Luis Bernardo. Bernardo now an assistant coach with this Cardinals team and chief recruiter, perhaps?
Chief recruiter and, probably the wise man on this team as far as everything else goes. The guys that, of course, the Dominicans will lean on him for just, try to fit in and understand their roles, and definitely double duty as a translator as well.
A lot of Dominican-born or Dominican descendant players on the Hamilton Cardinals. They formed a brotherhood, and that's great for the Cardinals to have that pipeline.
No question it is, and it's just going to be great to see this thing continue to take off and grow as well.
Jose Vinicio, and it's going to take some time to get used to seeing him in a Red Sox jersey.
Yeah, but, he wants to play baseball. And he wasn't sure if he was going to play this year, and he was talking to Carlos Verde and everything else, and last August he thought that might be it for him, but now lo and behold, the opportunity came up, and he's leading off for the Red Sox now.
Well, and as we know from years gone by with Jose Vinicio, don't let him on base.
Nope.
Vinicio can turn and burn with the very best of them. As you see, Owen Boone set for his Cardinals regular season debut. Neil, the righty brings an impressive pitch mix.
He definitely does. His last appearance in the IBL is the 2023 playoffs. Took a 5-4 loss against the Kitchener Panthers.
And opens up Vinicio with a first pitch strike. Yeah, Boone did not play last year.
I think he was actually playing in the Seniors Men's League in Toronto.
Is that where he was? Okay. I should preface that. Did not play in the IBL last year. As Boone leaps out ahead of Vinicio 0-2.
This is just still weird.
And July Vittini brings that one down up top. Could not tempt Vinicio to chase after that. We know Vinicio's plate discipline well.
And he did. He was a 294 career hitter in the league as well. So, yes, he's definitely got some patience at the plate.
Brody Black on deck as Vinicio sends that over to first. Tanner Rempel to make the play to Boone. Tag it first, one away.
The 3-1 for those scoring at home, and Brody Black, the center fielder, will be the second batter here to face Boone with one away.
As we'll take a quick look at the Cardinals defensively, and rolling through the outfield for the Cardinals, Tyler Duncan in center, Nico Cacados has left, Yoki Pena in right. To the infield, Rempel at first, Reyes Cruz at second, Salazzo at third, Jaden Brown at short, and of course the battery is Boone and Vittini, and Brody Black sent that into another area code foul.
Yep. Probably the people lined up outside still waiting to get in are going to find a souvenir suddenly.
I think that might have landed in the lake. He absolutely ripped that. Elevation, it could get there. Boone delivers and flares this one into shallow right. Pena on for it. Black trying to turn two. Throws up. Second, Jaden Brown on the tag. Oh, that was pretty.
Yoki Pena with the hose in right field. Had Brody Black by out. It's a long shot.
I thought it was adventurous, Neil, for him to try it. And Yoki Pena made him pay for it.
9-6 goes your put out. Black retired for the second out of the inning. Boone will go to work here looking for the 3-up, 3-down inning against Tim Hulk, the third baseman.
Yes, the often seen 9-6.
Saw some weird ones on Sunday as well. So it was just like a deflection off the pitcher's glove to the shortstop, to the second baseman. And then they had a rundown between second base and first, and I think an outfielder actually got involved.
Oh, good Lord. As first pitch a little bit high to Hulk. I thought about you the other night watching the Red Sox game when Sidian, Rafaela, and Jaron Duran combined for that ridiculous knockdown. As that pitch was high and outside, and I thought, oh boy, Neil's going to have a conniption on trying to figure out that one.
I was like going, I'm not even going to touch this one until I see it like 3 times from different angles.
I was watching it and I couldn't believe it. And I'm a Red Sox fan. Game didn't end so well. We don't need to worry about that. 2-0 the count.
I do say I want one of their new City Connect jerseys, though. Fenway Green is just phenomenal.
So I saw that come out this afternoon, and Brantford Bulldogs equipment manager, Chris Cook, everybody knows him as Cookie, he's a fellow member of Red Sox Nation, and just as I was about to send it to him on Instagram, he sent it to me.
Yep.
So there could be an order that you might be able to dive in on here. Split the shipping. Pitch in 2-2.
I am not a Red Sox fan, but that's going on the wall.
Oh, it's beautiful. I just got to decide who I want on the back of it. Jaron Duran, maybe. As Boone winds and delivers, and
half the infield was walking off the field on that one, but he didn't get the call.
Count will move full to Hulk, and I'm not sure where Boone missed.
Chris Walters is the plate umpire. Dave Phillips is at first, and Mike Kinnear is at third base tonight. So a veteran IBL crew here on hand to get us through.
Boone delivers again. That one will run low, and he'll lose Hulk to the walk. Credit to Boone. He stayed very calm despite wanting that pitch.
And that's the difference between a veteran in this league and somebody that's just getting used to this league, where Boone won't say anything. He'll probably, between innings or he's walking off, probably have a couple of words with Chris Walters and say, hey, where was that? What do I got to do to get that pitch?
Well, I thought, because Chris Walters is lined up over July Vittini's left shoulder.
Yep.
And I thought he would have, if anything, leaned towards that being a strike because of where he was lined up.
Got to bring up Chris Ortega now. 2 away, runner at first.
Ortega, the first baseman. As Boone will wind and deliver, and didn't get the outside either. Owen Boone getting squeezed a little bit here as the first inning rolls along.
The umpires need a little refresher course on Owen Boone as well.
It's the first game.
Yep.
Sounds like they're going to be seeing a lot of them as, I think July Vittini actually bought Boone in that one, bringing it back over the plate. Nice framing.
Good job there.
Boone sets on the 2-1. And that one tapped back to the screen, 2-2. Hulk not straying too far from first base. Didn't exactly take a generous lead on that last pitch.
No, he didn't.
As Boone will wind and deliver off speed a little bit high. Full count. Boone would like to finish this inning off right here, not let the pitch count extend.
Chris Ortega is a Florida native.
Yeah, real nice find for the Red Sox, and he'll slap that one into right center field. Yoki Pena will pop up. They'll send it back to the infield, and it's runners on the corners with 2 away.
We'll bring up Cassidy Watt. He's going to make his IBL debut tonight. Of course, he's one of the big men on campus the IBL featured in the offseason. A catcher with a lot of upside.
Yeah, very interested to see this IBL debut. And I think he just gave a fist bump to July Vittini.
A little bit of respect, fellow catchers and all.
It's like goalies, it's a union.
Yeah, well, it is. They usually do the back. They'll usually tap the back of the shin pads and tap the umpires they're going past too. Just say, I'm here. Each their own.
They got to be friendly with the umpires.
Yeah.
They spend most of the evening with them.
That they do.
As Owen Boone, 2 on and in a little bit of a jam, and well, that time he got the outside. Owen Boone getting a little bit more of a zone here. That one on the ground to third. Salazzo to the glove, across the diamond to Rempel. In and out of his glove.
Again, that's that tough sky from the Tanner Rempel's face across the diamond. He's going to try to make the thing, and Slauzo's got to try to get it somewhere he can see it, too.
So Hulk will score. Ortega's up to second, and it's 1-0 for the Brantford Red Sox.
Likely an E5 on the throw.
We will await judgment on that.
Yep. An E3. That's why Nate's the best in the league.
Yeah, we got Nate back behind us.
Yep.
Great to have him back. We were missing him for the school day games.
He was definitely missed.
It's just, it's the safety net back there. It makes us look like we know what we're doing when we've got Nate.
Exactly.
Jeremy Veilleux steps in.
Veilleux 4 for 4 in Sunday's contest. And had a walk as well.
Wow.
Which he was having fun with on Instagram.
That's an afternoon, huh?
Yeah. Had a chance to interview him in the offseason. It was just great to get to know him better.
Veteran is Veilleux.
That he is.
He'll be tasked with helping this group of Red Sox who've been brought in from a little bit of everywhere, kind of acclimate to their new surroundings.
Exactly, and he'll be playing a lot more in the outfield this year.
Yeah, we've seen him catch on a lot of occasions in the past.
Yep.
1-2 the count after the foul ball.
We've had a couple concussions in the past couple of years, too. They just want to be careful with him, and they want him, playing baseball for a long time.
Well, and that's the key. Yeah, those are not anything to mess around with.
He's a huge anime fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta admit, I didn't see that one coming.
Neither did I. And then it's like he's wearing this anime sweater. My son's like watching me edit the video and going, he knew exactly what it was. And I was like, okay. I felt so lost.
Oh, yeah, he's rhyming it off to you, and you're going, sure.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Veilleux swings through that one. Boone gets the strikeout, and the Cardinals will finish off the top of the first inning, just giving up the one. The Red Sox strand a pair, and the Cardinals are going to get the bats in their hands for the very first time. And Neil, as they crisscross on the diamond, let's take a look at the batting order for the Hamilton Cardinals, and it looks a little bit different.
A lot different indeed. Here we go. Jaden Brown will lead things off. He's the shortstop tonight. Tyler Duncan in the 2 spot. Mr. MVP, July Vittini, a.k.a. 7-11 now, is doing the catching. Jonathan Slauzo, the conductor, is batting 4th. Josh Williams, the designated hitter tonight, he's batting 5th. Tanner Rempel at first base, batting 6th. Yoki Pena is batting 7th. In right field, Nico Kakatos in left field, and Tommy Reyes Cruz, a recent pickup with some injuries, is at second base and batting the 9th spot.
Hey, there, dear Brantford, you took our dogs. This means war.
Shots fired.
I will abstain from that conversation. I'm the middleman in this, as everyone knows, born and raised in Hamilton, and
just be Switzerland.
Yep, proudly the voice of the Brantford Bulldogs. So it's
I love that they did that sign though. That's hats off to them. Like that looks like it was sewn on by somebody very lovingly.
Cool. That's cool, and I like the fact that this rivalry is building.
Yep.
Nikolai Arbach will have the mound for the Brantford Red Sox tonight, and Neil, it's my first chance to see him in person.
Big man with a big arm. He's 6'9". 6'9". Take Randy Johnson.
Yeah, that's a skyscraper.
Yeah, he just finished up the senior year at Dakota State. He was roommates with Cassidy Watt, so that makes a lot of sense now.
We almost cannot fit him in a shot from his shoes to his hat.
It's going to be one of those ones where okay, we're going to have to zoom out a little further to get him in.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. The camera got zoomed out to fit all of Nikolai Arbach in one shot.
Dear Seagulls, stay away from the ballpark for next little while, okay? We don't need a Randy incident.
Yeah, let's not have that go down.
Especially when we've got a gentleman from Major League Baseball in attendance, too, so definitely don't want happening.
That's right. Jaden Brown will step into the box.
just an absolute delight to watch this guy come into this lineup and, you know, as you mentioned off the top, take a spot in the lineup.
If the right field wall was 10 feet in, we would have seen him hit 3 home runs in the exhibition play.
So I did some research. It's 300 to the left field. It's 405 to center field. The gap over there in right field is 365. Down the corner is 328. So yeah, it's
if it was 318, he had 3 over the wall.
Yep, exactly.
Brown has that one run a little inside. Arbach delivering out of a bit of a sidearm delivery.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's going to be different for these guys because they're going to be seeing it coming from a really high angle suddenly, too.
And a long step forward, and Arbach got the outside edge on that one.
That thing moved. And Watt did a great job of holding it up there for Chris Walters.
Jaden Brown did not like it, but reset himself quickly. Arbach winds and delivers. Brown swung through it. And Brown wants to reset 2-2.
There are some minor rule changes in the league that come into effect as far as mound visits now, but nothing too crazy. Same rules as Major League Baseball. Teams got 6 visits this year.
Full count now to Brown. Yeah, we saw some rules into play last year to speed the game up a little bit. We haven't gotten to the pitch clock.
No, not yet anyways.
Well, that's a big technological leap. You got to...
Well, it's just that's a whole new training level.
Oh, Chris Walters giving Arbach that outside edge, and Brown went down looking.
Welcome to the IBL, Mr. Allrock. Enjoy your first strikeout. And by the way, now you got to face Tyler Duncan.
Yeah, it's not going to get any easier from here. Tyler Duncan, the 2023 IBL MVP. And that season, he and Jonathan Salazzo had a home run chase for the ages.
That I did. I remember that was text message from Salazzo when he was playing Brantford actually that night, and he wasn't getting any pitches. And meanwhile, Kitchener's pitching to Duncan like it was just batting practice. Duncan got 2 to seal the deal that ball game.
Yeah, I remember you up here getting text messages during Friday night ball games about how many's he had. How many?
Yeah, well, exactly. Because guys, you know, as soon as they get my phone numbers, that's all they want to know. I need the intel.
I need inside. Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, my car's over that way. Tyler Duncan just...
I have no idea where we're parked tonight because I know when we got here at 5:30, the lot was already full.
Oh, yeah, it's jammed up. Awesome crowd here tonight. The left field bleachers are full. The grandstand in front of us is full. Right field has been stacking in as people continue to come into the park for the ball game.
And they're still lined up outside. I can see the line kind of out to the...
Yeah. It's incredible, and we've talked about it before. And this is on a night the Toronto Maple Leafs are playing a playoff game tonight.
Well,
we've got this kind of crowd here.
The Leafs weren't playing tonight. This place is busting.
Yeah.
We're probably turning people away at the gate.
Well, there might be some Leafs fans who show up at some point.
I know.
Duncan back up the middle, and that one on a rope right to Jose Vinicio.
Vinicio reels that one in, 2 away now. 6 unassisted goes to put out for the second out, and July Vittini, a.k.a. Mr. 7-11, will be the batter. I'm sorry, we had to give you a nickname anyways, but now you got one.
It's too good.
It just fits, so it works.
Might also have some of the best hair in the IPL.
Yeah. The folks at Pantene are watching, and you might want to sign this guy up.
Yeah, get a deal.
Head and shoulders, somebody.
That is Troy Polamalu kind of hair right there.
Yep.
As Vittini leans out over the plate, too, does July Vittini. Count leaving at 1-1. Red Sox with a 1-0 lead after pushing one across in the top of the first. And that ball goes way outside. Nearly a souvenir. As Arbach has to look in 2-1. And ran that one inside, 3-1.
The Red Sox missing one of their biggest fans and longtime supporters. Anna Chamberlain is out of action, unfortunately. Her husband, Paul, passed away last Sunday, so our condolences to her and her family and all her friends as well.
Absolutely. Oh, July Vittini caught looking that time, 3-2.
The IBL is not the same without Ann, but our thoughts are definitely with you and your family right now.
Absolutely.
If you're missing the cowbell, that's why.
I was going to say I have not heard the cowbell yet, and it's a little bit off-putting. It's not quite a Brantford game without the cowbell.
That definitely is not. Vittini draws the walk here, and that's going to bring up the conductor for his first time here.
Been waiting for this.
Oh, man.
As we take a look at the defensive alignment for the Brantford Red Sox, Brody Black.
I have positively, totally gone Goosebump City here.
Ortega, Schmarker, Hulk, and Venice. Oh,
sorry.
Arbach and Watt have the battery as Jonathan
Man.
Salazzo steps back in.
Who's cutting onions up here? Jeez.
This is cool. Now, there are just moments where it is so much fun to do this job.
Yeah. I think back to my years when I was doing the Maple Leaf PA system and then doing the coverage for the Maple Leafs and everything else. And Salazzo and I developed the rapport back then. And it was just like we had, code words and stuff. And when he was coming up for walk-ups, we'd just yell at Panda or something. And we knew exactly what song he wanted. So, And we're back to those days.
Widely regarded as one of the best people in the IBL.
Yeah.
When he nearly took that one for a ride, swinging through the second strike. Boy, if Salazzo connected with that, they wouldn't have found that one until Tuesday.
No.
Arbach, look in on the 0-2, delivered high. Couldn't tempt Salazzo to swing for it upstairs.
And win 2-4, let's go.
Well, this is what you bring Jonathan Salazzo in for. The opportunity here, 2 outs to move a runner, perhaps an RBI opportunity. Salazzo sends that one back to the meshing 1-2. Salazzo reaches. The imposing figure of Josh Williams is behind him.
When you think about it, Arbach doesn't know any of these guys. He might have seen some highlight reels and some video and everything else, but it's the same token from everybody else. They haven't seen him pitch because there's not there's not a book on him. There's not videos out there showing him what guys throw and everything else, and Watt almost pulled that one across the zone again here.
Keep making a pitch, 2-4, let's go.
Walters was right in position to call that one and realized that Watt pulled that one back in from the other side of the box.
Arbach's going to have to be a little careful as he made a couple of gestures towards home plate.
Yeah, well, Americans got to learn.
Yeah, we know up here the umpires not fans of it. That one off the outside. He's trying to get Salazzo to chase, but 3-2 the count.
He doesn't want to come into his wheelhouse. I think the word is out. I'm sure Jeff Lonsberry, who's again knows Salazzo for the days in Toronto and everything else, and probably told him the book on him. He's like, yeah, don't throw anything inside, whatever you do.
Yeah, if you come inside, it's going for a ride. And that one on the outside, and Salazzo draws the walk. So first and second for one of the most imposing physical presences in all of intercounty baseball.
Mr. Josh Williams.
That is a whole lot of dude.
When he's healthy and he's swinging the bat, watch out. Just watch out.
Yeah, we saw him begin last season with the Cardinals, was not healthy, moved along to the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers where he got it, and we talked in the preseason games about how popular Josh Williams is as a person. The Cardinals went out and brought him back.
Yep. Well, exactly.
And they've got options at DH. Josh Williams and Matt Hildebrandt both on this roster, and that's...
Two guys that can mash the baseball.
That is a lot of power. Just see the size of Josh Williams.
Oof.
And that is a sweet-looking swing, but swung through the first offering 0-1.
Yep. So the book on Arbach is his fastball tops out at 91 miles an hour, but a great strikeout to walk ratio as well. You can definitely see it so far. But he does have has surrendered a pair of walks here. Vinicio is sneaking back there as they're trying to keep Vittini honest at second base.
Yeah, we really don't know with July Vittini what his propensity is to run. Haven't seen enough of him yet. Luis Bernardo knows.
I think Jose Vinicio knows too because he keeps going back right behind him here.
Yeah, he obviously knows something that we don't.
1-2-4, I'm big red.
As Arbach has the look in and the off speed outside, 2-1. And now Watt is going to head out to the mound to talk to his good friend.
Yep. Hey, man, just like old times here. Just relax, hit the glove a couple times, and we'll be fine.
Well, and this is what the Cardinals were trying to build, Neil. This is the middle of a lineup that you can't make mistakes middle in. Or Duncan, Vittini, Salazzo, Williams, Rempel behind. We saw Pena tear the cover off the ball a couple times in preseason. The heart of this order is going to hurt you if you make a mistake. And you can see Arbach is desperately trying not to make that mistake, but putting himself in danger of walking the bases loaded.
Yep. Not sure if they weren't on the same page as far as signs or they wanted to switch it up. Maybe Vittini was tipping something off at second base here.
That's a great point. The catcher out at second, is he seeing something that he can relay to the home plate? Whoa, Josh Williams swung through that 2-2.
Let's go, Cat.
Well, we saw Salazzo just off of it. Williams just off of it.
Again, it might just be because it's at a different height level than they're used to seeing in this league. We don't usually see too many 6'9" guys out in the mound here.
No, and it's a long step from Arbach as well. Williams shoots this one back up the middle, but Vinicio will have it, run it to second,
and have a little conversation with his buddy, Mr. Salazzo, as he leaves the field here.
And there was a conversation at home plate with our home plate umpire and the catcher, Watt, I think going over just locations perhaps. This summer, the IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game happens right here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. July 20th, the Home Run Derby in the afternoon, the All-Star Game at night. Neil, it is going to be a blast.
It definitely will be. And, you know, and of course, I'm watching the Barrie Baycats pregame presser when they're on their media night. And, of course, they interviewed our friend Ryan Rio. And, of course, lo and behold, Mr. Rio declared his intentions for the home run derby.
No.
No. Yeah, you know. I got to love his enthusiasm. He's like, you know, if they invite me, I'll show up.
Oh, yeah.
If they invite me, I'll show up. Well, Ryan, my message to you is bring it. Just bring it.
Clear your schedule, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't have the power to invite him personally, but
Neither do I. You know,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I can't influence that.
I think he's going to be involved if I had to make an educated guess.
I would think so.
I mean, I think that there will likely be some surprises as we go along in this season, but we could probably put together a handful of guys who are likely going to be here swinging the bats for the home run derby.
Well, exactly. I would think you're going to see the conductor for sure and make another opportunity. I think you're going to see a guy named Sanford from Welland coming back down here, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I think it's just going to be great as far as that stuff goes. And then you're going to see some guys that are going to be standouts and suddenly surprise some people in this league this year and be, oh, wow, this guy can hit the ball.
Yep.
He might get the invite. But, yeah, I don't really have a favorite horse yet as far as this stuff goes.
I got to be honest, I really want to see Jonathan Salazzo and Tyler Duncan finally go head-to-head in a home run derby spot.
Yeah, well, that was fun. I don't know if you want to see them in the same round, though. I'd like to see them go against each other.
It's exactly what I want to see.
Yeah. It'd be interesting, but, yeah, I don't know.
One-on-one, let's see it. We talked about it 2 years ago on that great chase. Let's see him go heads up. Speaking of the guys that can take the ball for a ride, Nick Burdett steps in. He would fit that category.
That he would.
Talk about imposing physical figures at designated hitter, and we've seen Burdett in this ballpark absolutely launch it. As July Vittini not able to get Boone that outside edge. Top of two, Brantford Red Sox holding a 1-0 lead on the Hamilton Cardinals. As Burdett sends that up the elevator shaft. Vittini trying to get underneath it. Do we need to duck?
No, but people in the front row need to be a lot careful with their drinks.
There were people trying to get out of the way of that one.
Yep. The poor girl down in the red is like, baseballs can come over here? Like, yeah. You're sitting in the front row. She's still having a heart attack down there. And there's, of course, there's a very, very young baby right beside her there. So, goodness. You might have to take one for the team, young lady, and protect the kid.
Oh, yeah, that would be me. That's
yeah.
I block shots for years if I have to. If Wyatt or Sawyer is in the path, I'll take it. I'm sure it'll hurt, but
Burdette takes a big swing and miss on that one on the inside pitch from Boone. Count 2-2 now.
Remember taking a slap shot from Brian McGrath and playing shinny at the quad pad.
Todd Bertuzzi.
Oh,
goodness.
Burdette.
I don't want to never see another one of those orange hockey balls ever again.
Oh, no.
I think I have a permanent scar on my leg because of Bertuzzi, but that's beside the point.
Hey, congratulations to Todd Bertuzzi, too, named head coach of the Cambridge Redhawks.
That he is. He's back in the neighborhood. He grew up. He was playing when he was with the Storm. He was building on Green Street, so just a couple of blocks down from us, and would frequently come into our Sunday and Saturday morning hockey games.
Oh, that's fantastic! As Burdette swings through, and Owen Boone's got his second K of the game.
That's before we knew who he was, and then he was like, no. Him, Jeff O'Neill.
Oh.
It was just like, like it was nothing. They were just out there shoot things like kids in net. They were dumb enough to stand there.
Matt Torson will step in as we get another look here. Owen Boone delivers, and Burdette got caught swinging through it. One away in the inning. I got to know the Bulldogs had Tag Bertuzzi, Todd's son, and he was fantastic working with me. Anytime needed an interview or just to have a chat about coming through the system at the time in Michigan while his dad was playing for the Detroit Red Wings and the differences in Michigan AAA hockey versus Ontario AAA at the time. It was a lot of fun. Tag was a great young man to be around for a couple of seasons.
That's awesome.
As Boone winds and delivers, and over the plate, 1-2 the count. People ask me too, you always say nice things about the players because I've never had a bad experience with the players.
Neither have I. It's just been like, they're just boys after all. Boys will be boys. And like they weren't doing anything crazy.
No, I've always had a great time with the OHLers.
I remember Bert would be jogging up the exhibition park area and see kids hanging out in the tennis court and say, hey, you might be an interested player. Sure, why not? Didn't bring a stick or anything, it's just whatever. So we had those plastic, road hockey sticks with the crazy Canadian Tire specials on the end of them.
Yep.
And away we go.
Yep.
And I don't know why we went to those orange hockey balls. Those things freeze and they just hurt.
It hurt, yeah. Full count to Torson, and Boone. Oh, I think Boone is rolling now.
I think he's found his groove once again here, and Max Smarter will be the batter with 2 away.
That's 3 straight strikeouts for Boone going back to the top of the first.
And our friends at Little Caesars Pizza are going to be very busy this year if Mr. Boone gets a lot of Friday night baseball starts.
Yeah, and the young man who's in the pizza costume with the spears getting a workout here in the second inning.
We may have to get a spear upgrade this year because there's going to be a lot of strikeouts on that thing. I hope we got enough pizzas this year.
We'll find out. Is that one off the glove of Vittini? Talk about having great experiences with OHL. So Mackenzie Entwistle, who has played with the Florida Panthers and the Chicago Blackhawks, and Matt Strome, who won the OHL championship with the Bulldogs, and then recently the AHL Calder Cup with the Hershey Bears. They sent me a video one day in their last season with the Dogs of Mackenzie Entwistle in my broadcast booth imitating me on the call, and Matt Strome, while Entwistle is calling a fictitious goal, is dancing next to him. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
That's amazing.
And Matt got it pretty good.
Nice.
As Boone winds and delivers.
I've never actually tried to imitate you. I may have to try this now.
Justin Ishmael, our assistant general manager for the Bulldogs, he could literally come up here and do this game and you'd think it's me. It's actually...
Okay, that's scary.
It is frightening. He's listened to me for so long doing the games that he can actually do the entire cadence.
Well, I'm just worried we're going to get Noah Smith and Mark Perry doing a game one of these days because they sound so much alike that I'm going to call the wrong one in here. I just know it's going to happen one of these nights. Actually, we're going to have to make it happen one of these nights just so I can be confused.
It's going to be fun. As Boone will wind and deliver, and that'll run the count.
He's dialed in. That's the best way to put it.
Smarter chasing after that one.
This is why you go out and get a guy like Owen Boone.
Yeah, now he's working with rhythm, too. You can see it's all coming back for Owen Boone right now. He'll deliver on the full count.
Oh,
Got him looking.
Wow. Take a seat.
4 straight strikeouts for Owen Boone. And he is rolling. Great look at the delivery. And you'll see Vittini on the frame. Oh, that's beautifully done by July Vittini. You know, Neil, I don't know if you've seen it, but John Boy, who, fantastic,
yep,
did a breakdown of catcher's glove positions, and the new thing of it starts down to the dirt and then always coming up to frame the ball to give the ump the look at it.
So it's down here and then it's up. So they can see it better. Just
yeah.
So it doesn't look like they're pulling it back in.
And he showed some of the younger catchers in Major League Baseball versus Salvador Perez, who was trying to get it, and you can see Salvi couldn't quite.
So he's like got the.
He was up and down, and it turned what could have been a strike into a ball, and then showed the constant up motion that created strikes where it should have been a ball.
Yeah.
And it just kind of made me laugh because Salvi's been so good for so long.
The catcher's game has sure changed since I used to get stuck behind the plate, that's for sure. That was many moons ago, mind you, but still. I remember catching for Jay Powers and Eric Lasky when I was doing the Royals baseball camp way back in the 90s, so yeah. They'd be throwing the kids, and he's like, no, hey, Pudge, do it this way. Oh, man, I miss those guys.
Oh, there's Fernando Rodney down to the right of your screen.
That is just so weird still.
Is it?
Yeah. It's just one of the guys, hanging out.
And we saw him for an inning in preseason, and I think he got through it on, was it 8 pitches?
Yeah.
And just spectacular.
Well, the game down in London, too, I think it was like 6 or 7 pitches. It was like, yeah, okay, bang. Jagan chanted at the third batter that faced him, swung at the first pitch. I swear he must have closed his eyes.
Oh. The things that Fernando Rodney can still make the ball do are just...
Well, can I only imagine if he had, because his dad's Roop chanted at, the co-owner of the majors, I can just imagine the drive home. So you faced Rodney, eh? At least could have swung at something. So I'm guaranteeing that was pretty much the whole thing. Just don't strike out. Dad will never let me live it down. Just don't strike out.
Just take the bat off the shoulder, young man, and get contact somewhere.
It didn't leave the infield, but, it's okay.
That's all right. Tanner Rempel, we talk about personalities in the IBL, and after what will be a long playing career for Tanner Rempel, he's going to be in broadcasting.
Oh, yeah. He looks in such great shape right now. Like, he's just, like he took the offseason and took it to heart and just said, okay, I got to get myself better because I got to compete for a roster spot on this lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. Swing and miss there from Rempel, 2-1. It looked like he was working out with some of the football players, maybe the Hamilton Ticats, because
maybe
he looks like he could be playing linebacker down the mountain.
So I had Pinball Clemens at my table today for lunch.
Oh!
Because the Argos are up at the university, so it's like, yeah, okay. He's like, he asked if the seat's taken. Like, no, sure. Sit. You're more welcome to sit down, Mr. Clemens. He's like, call me Pinball. Like, yeah. Okay. Sorry, just still.
One of the nicest human beings I've ever met.
I'm going into the story about, I remember him talking at the Kiwanis sports dinner, and I want to say it was 1998. And he said, you remember that stuff? I'm like, yeah, I remember your exact speech. I think I used the lines a few times when I was coaching high school and everything else.
Tanner Rempel hit by pitch. He'll head down to first. Yolki Pena will get his first regular season at bat with the Cardinals. It's funny that you mentioned that. I met Pinball Clemens when I was 17, 18 years old at a Argos Media Day.
Yep.
And he asked me, what are you looking to do, kid? And I told him I wanted to be a broadcaster. Years later, at a Grey Cup ceremony in Toronto, I met him again, and I was, at that time, the voice of the Bulldogs, and told Pinball the story that I remember you telling me to go chase it.
Yeah.
And he said, I can't believe you still remember. And he remembered me.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. It was just surreal today. It was like I don't like asking for autographs. I don't ask for pictures or anything like that. It was just like, so where do you work? I was like, we're working in this building. I've been working here for 30 years. And like, you tell these people, the higher-ups in your department and everything else, they take amazing care of us. I'm like, well, thank you. I'm just like, I'm going to pass it off. And, of course, second I was done my lunch, I raced downstairs, shot an email off to our director, just say, hey, Pinball loves us.
Keep doing whatever it is we're doing. Arbach will look in at Pena. Gets him swinging through it. Count goes to 1-2. Seeing a lot of rather large individuals walking around the building right now.
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. And of course, you go through the line, and everybody's giving you the football-sized portions. I'm like, there's no way in heck I'm eating all this.
You must have me confused with the defensive line.
Yeah, it's like, no. I only need 2 sweet potatoes, not 7.
What was the defensive line behind you? Were they just getting?
No, they were. It was near the end of the thing. Everything else, everybody else has been taken care of. I'm just like, I don't go up there till I know they're pretty much all the way gone through. Because I might accidentally have a Calgary Stampeder golf shirt or something on, and it's just like, you don't want that coming up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You fix one guy's laptop, and you wind up with gear for life.
Hey, that's all right, kid.
Yep.
No, my dad went with me at that Argos Media Day, and he was wearing Hamilton Tiger Cats gear the whole time.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Every one of the Argos said to him, boy, you got a lot of guts.
Uh-huh.
As Yolki Pena will.
I've been very careful this year. All the Calgary stuff is in the closet. It's
Good
not
move.
coming out. It was just like, it's Friday, right? I need a black shirt or a navy shirt. Okay, I'm going navy today because I know what the next one, the black one in the closet is sitting there. And I'm like, I'll wear that Sunday when nobody's around.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. As Yolki Pena thought he had a walk there, and it was the count full.
Full count.
Nobody out. Bottom of the second.
It looks like Arbach is definitely set up more on the other half as far as here, as just even far as on the mound, too. He was more of a, maybe he was just running in the Boone's footsteps earlier.
Very well could have been, as Tanner Rempel was on the move anyway, and Pena will take the walk, and this time it is the walk. So Rempel to second, Pena to first, Nico Kakados, his first regular season at bat with the Cardinals.
And cue Clint Eastwood here. I'm just like waiting for the hat to come down and go ahead, make my day or something.
Watched Kelly's Heroes a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I got to watch that. I haven't watched that in quite some time.
I love that movie. My wife is now certain she married Oddball.
This is not Odd Job.
No, fair enough. No, Oddball was Canadian, at least Donald Sutherland.
Yep.
As the bunt attempt from Kakados is tapped back to the fence.
Cardinals just trying to get the base runners in scoring position and let somebody else further down the chain do the job here.
Tommy Reyes Cruz just signed this week, is the man on deck.
That one kind of surprised me. I was like, okay, I knew he wasn't going to play for London this year, and it was like, okay. And boom, next thing you know, he's in the lineup card.
Kakados able to pull that bunt back. 1-1. Yeah, it caught me out of nowhere because the last time we were in the ballpark, it looked like the infield mix was pretty full, and then injury to Raquelbin de Castro, although de Castro here, so it doesn't sound like it's anything long term. But
no, I think it might just be hamstrings or something. I'm not sure what it is. Nobody's disclosed it to us, so.
Talk about giving yourself options, though. Here, let's put Tommy Reyes Cruz into this group as well. Oh, okay.
Especially have a guy named Brandon Nickel when he gets back from college coming in this lineup, too. So it's just like, it's a wealth of depth here, that's for sure. Which, that's very important. It is a 42-game grind, after all. Yeah,
we talked about Chris Piano and how he's got to be pretty happy with the options that he's been given. As Arbach will look in on the 1-2. So that'll take the bunt attempt away. And he got Kakados looking in a bit of a controversial spot, shall we say.
Almost we don't have the option of a replay there, but unfortunately, it looked like he pulled that one back in. Did a good sales job there. One away now.
Well, I think the replay is back up.
Okay.
We'll see if we've got, yeah, here we go.
The new logo looks jazzing, too.
Yeah, outstanding.
Yeah, he pulled that one back in.
Nice work by Watt. Cassidy Watt has bought his pitcher a couple. That's doing the job as the catcher. Reyes Cruz on the ground. Ball is fair. They'll get the force out at first. But the runners move up. Rempel to third. Pena to second, where he gives an embrace to Vinicio.
Yep, and Reyes Cruz is retired 3 unassisted as the first baseman was able to reel that one back in and step on the bag himself. 2 away around, 2 runners in scoring position for Jaden Brown, who every time he came up with the base runners in the scoring position so far has been lights out. I'd love to see that trend continue now when it really counts.
Yeah, a couple of laser beams in the exhibition games here at Bernie Arbor. And that one across the plate, 0-1. Brown struck out looking his first time up. Was not a fan of the call, shall we say.
Nope.
As Arbach takes that big step towards home, and Brown, he got a hold of it, but sent it out of play 0-2.
Just one other game in the out-of-town scoreboard tonight, brought to you by Rawlings Canada. London and Guelph are scoreless in the bottom of the second inning in the Forest City.
So not a lot of runs so far in this first Friday night of the season, and Jaden Brown, he got a foul tip to it, but it was caught by Watt, and that again ends the threat. The Cardinals strand a pair, as we'll hear from our friends at Armstrong Bird Food. It's that time of year you see the Cardinals out. Well, both at Bernie Arbor Stadium and in your backyard with Armstrong Bird Food.
I got to show you the bird cam that one of our friends actually was nice enough to send me video of. They got a cardinal that hangs out in their backyard.
Oh, that's fantastic. I saw probably the largest male cardinal I have ever seen the other day driving home from Brantford. It was so cool. And the kids are out on the field, and they are out in force.
Wow, they're still coming. I missed this. I absolutely missed this part. It was just so great to see them all come run out here, and they're still coming out there. Dad's holding hands with the young one here, trying not to get run over, and the cameraman's got to watch out too, because and then Tanner Rempel trying to sneak into his position as well as they're coming off the field.
Chance this year, if we can extend bedtime a little bit, you might see Wyatt out here for a run.
Nice.
If not this year, certainly next year.
Well, there's always a Sunday afternoon, too.
Oh, that's true. Might bring the boys out for a nice Sunday afternoon at the park. We've got, I've got Wyatt somewhat brainwashed already in that every morning he has to watch a Bruins game. Well, that is a huge Cardinal.
Yeah. We may have to get that put into some footage somehow. We'll call it the Armstrongs checking out the bird nest or something.
Oh, I like that idea. Yeah, let's see if we can.
And if fans, if you want to tag into us, you can hit us up on Twitter, RC Duffy or Canadian Baseball Guy, and let us know where you're watching from.
I know we've had viewers from as far away as New Zealand.
That we have.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Thanks to Brian Young for the footage. We'll definitely put it to good use.
Brian, we appreciate you. I just got word that two of the young ladies that I know that have been playing OUA hockey in the last 4 years that live out in Smithville. They were both with York for 4 years in this past year. One was at York, one was at Windsor. They've declared for the PWHL draft.
That's amazing. So great to see that league take off.
Yes. And whatever team that they are drafted, they're twins, whatever team they're drafted to, hopefully it's the same one so I can buy a jersey because I'm going to be a fan of wherever they go. I haven't picked my team yet. I've just kind of been enjoying the league.
You can always probably ask nicely, and somebody might take the jersey and cut them in half, and, you can just get the same number on the back or something with the last name and half and half.
That's fair. As this ball is just laced out into center field, Duncan on the run. Oh, he got it! Tyler Duncan steals one from Jose Benicio.
Benicio's out there like, oh, man. Sorry. He had that look on his face, so I went swiper the Fox. I'm sorry.
Watch this by Tyler Duncan. This is not fair for a guy this size to move like this. Get over the head, got it.
Yoink. Thank you. That one misses upstairs on Brody Black. One away here in the top of the third inning.
What a grab.
Definitely wants to be a highlight of the week candidate. We got graphics now.
That's right.
Yep. I know a guy, so, that guy worked his butt off this winter.
I know. I kept seeing some of the work in progress stuff.
I was just like, okay, made a list and try to knock as much of that stuff off.
Well, let's be honest, you were having some fun.
I was.
Yeah. As Owen Boone will wind and deliver, and that one ran a little high.
I think I got the dog and Jenny both looking at me by 10 o'clock. Winnie will come in, the little one will come in and just like, okay, Dad, it's time for bed. I'm not leaving until you go to bed, Dad.
I get that from the cats at night, yeah.
Yeah.
All three of them stare at me. You're not supposed to be down here.
I can't go sit in your spot, so,
Whoa, Boone with the heater. Just blew it past Black. My problem of late is I got back into the Stratomatic hockey.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Boone winds, delivers. Got him staring at it. It's another strikeout for Owen Boone. That's 5 in the ball game, and it's 5 of the last 6 hitters. Now, Slen asked me what I was doing the other night. I said, I'm currently beating the 1980 Colorado Rockies. The who?
Who didn't beat the 1980 Colorado Rockies?
Well, they did have Hardy Astrom in net. So.
Yeah.
She's like, who was on that team? I said, Merlin Melanowski. She said, you made that up. You made it up.
All right, I'm going to the hockey database on the way home.
I promise you he's a real guy.
I take your word for it, because I probably colored over his card in green, I'm sure.
I got a couple of good ones, actually.
Oh, man.
Sitting in the locked cabinet at home with my cards from the 70s and 80s.
Our new full-time employee, Ankit, is learning about the game of hockey and everything else. So he showed me this screenshot of Wayne Gretzky rookie card, and I just brought back the horror stories. And you don't want to know what we did to those cards.
I really don't want to know what you did to those cards.
No.
3-0 the count.
My brother and I just refused to talk about it. It was just like, we can't ever mention that. Never.
Ooh. Boone will wind and deliver. Gets him swinging through 3-1. That is heat.
That's a veteran saying, yeah, you might be up 3-0 in the count here, kid, but you ain't getting a free pass that easily.
My dad had complete sets going back to the 60s through the early 70s. My grandparents threw them out.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, we're still a little bitter. As that went on the ground, Jaden Brown will scoop it short over to Rempel. Wasn't able to get that to the glove. Had to be rushed, and Rempel tried to snare it, but
no luck.
Holkel beyond with 2 away. And Chris Ortega will step in. And it appears that is being scored as a single. Now, if you're wondering why I said that with inflection, it's because I was looking back at Nate at the same time to make sure that we're on the same page as Ortega sends this one up the shaft. Vittini's under it. He's got it. Inning over. Cardinals will head to the bottom of the third. That one ended up being a little bit more difficult than it looked for July Vittini.
Well, not only you have to locate the baseball, then you have to throw your gear away from yourself, so in case you have to go right or left, you're not going to trip yourself on it and fall over, and then he has to look up and try to make that one past the flow, no less.
You see Owen Boone immediately. It's up there.
Yeah, and see Boone does exactly what I want a pitcher to do in this situation. Just act the track and get the heck out of the way.
Oh, and Vittini there had a little tap dance because his helmet
came back
fell behind him.
Yeah.
He got the mask way away, but the helmet just kind of fell backwards. And I think
just kind of took a bounce and came backwards or something at him.
Yeah, he had a bit of a sense that it was there, and I really don't want to step on it as you get a look down at the Cardinals dugout. So there's Matt Hillebrandt in the middle of the action there that we talked about earlier on.
Man, that guy can swing the baseball down.
It is quite the crew. Doc Hospital was over on the right side there.
Then the wily veteran and the manager.
Together down in the dugout. It's great to see Dean Castelli in uniform.
Yep. So you got a close-up of Nick Auerbach here. Man, he's a tall kid.
6'9". We're talking Zdeno Chara height.
Wow.
He is not even filled out.
Nope. He's still going to grow a little bit.
Imagine what he's going to look like on the hill at 240, 250. As Tyler Duncan will lead off the bottom of 3. As the sun gracefully sets behind us, the lights are on at Bernie Arbor Stadium for the first time this season. And Tyler Duncan steps in.
And, of course, the big news coming early this week, actually, was the light upgrade got approved officially.
Oh!
So it's going to happen as soon as the season's over.
Gonna have eyes on that construction. That's going to be fun.
Yep.
As Duncan sends that one back into the fencing foul.
The only thing we're missing is that something nice out in the left field there, as far as, a video scoreboard or something. So
Yeah.
I don't know how we can pull that one off, but it's on the wish list.
It is on the wish list. Gotta find a way. Somebody maybe sponsor that. Big signs all the way around.
Exactly. A couple of car dealerships. Maybe a certain hot dog company that's down below it right now.
Denninger's Vision.
Yeah.
The hot dog cam.
Brought to you by Denninger's Vision. There we go. I like it.
I like where this is going.
The Winnie Cam.
We could get there.
Yeah.
As Duncan sends that one back out of the park foul.
Have Denninger's people talk to Eric, and we'll get that going.
That's right.
Yep.
Now, between the two of us, we could solve a lot of problems, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be fine.
Yep.
Duncan's got Vittini and Salazzo behind him. Arbach has danced around a little bit of trouble so far in the game. He's had 2 base runners in each of the first 2 innings. That one outside. And this is the part of the order last time, Neil, where he was keeping to the outside, not trying to give Duncan, Vittini, and Salazzo anything to really turn on.
No, exactly. And I think that was probably the conversation they had with Cassidy Watt probably had with manager Jeff Lonsbury. He's like, hey, don't play to these guys' strength.
Whoa, Duncan rockets that one into the silver stands out in left field.
Almost went into McGlovin out there. Still love that we gave that name.
Well, you got to be careful because McGlovin is right out by the TV truck.
This is true. They could put us off the air.
Poor Brendan Niccolo is going to think it's hailing if that thing wings the roof.
Be a loud thud, though.
Yeah.
It has been hit before.
It has. As that pitch.
I still can't believe you guys called football from the roof of that thing. You guys were brave.
Yeah, thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Donnie Edwards. God bless you, Donnie. Donnie Edwards was a tremendous person that talked Troy and I into doing something absolutely crazy. And we had a blast. Tyler Duncan on the ground to short. Vinicio across the diamond.
Man, he makes that look so smooth. Just had a whole approach to the ball. And then when he got the ball in the glove, and it's just a fluid motion out of the glove and across the diamond.
So I was going to say, it's all that one sweeping motion where he'll transition out of the glove and loop it right on.
You get to see it on the replay once again, and it's boom.
Pretty.
Yep. And he knew he didn't have a lot of time, so that's probably why he set himself up that way as well.
July Vittini walked his first time up, was stranded at second.
Duncan retired on the 6-3 for those scoring at home. He takes ball 1 inside.
Had to slide the hips out of the way a little bit.
One away, Red Sox leading this one here in the home half of the 3rd inning, 1-0.
Great shot from our center field camera.
I got to say, I missed this so much. Last summer it was not funny. It just didn't feel like Friday night when at home. Yeah, I have 3 games on, but it's just not Friday night.
Yeah, we missed you, pal. It's great to have you back.
As much as I could yell at the screen and say, you're doing this thing wrong or anything, or send you a text message, it was just like,
Yeah, you were never that far away, really. We had
No.
you essentially as the 3rd man in just by text message.
Yeah. No. We took care of the health issues, and everything's A-okay, and we're gallbladderless, so no more hot dogs of doom.
You know, I know a number of people that have had that done as well,
Yep.
the gallbladder. And it really, my mom changed her right around. As that one will set Vittini for the walk.
His second walk of the ball game here, and Jonathan Salazzo, the conductor, will take up his second at bat here.
Salazzo walked his first time. Now, when Salazzo and Vittini walked last time around, it was with 2 outs. This is a little bit more of a sense of danger.
Yep.
It's the Cardinals wearing those beautiful Redbirds jerseys on opening night. They've done a great job honoring the past. Salazzo wallops that into left field. His first hit in his return.
That's a great sound to hear the horn whistle going off here at Bernie Arbor. And Josh Williams will bat now with runners at first and second, 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Stepping up to the plate, designated hitter number 8, Josh Williams.
Williams hitting with 2 on and 1 out.
It's also the Cardinals' first base hit of the contest.
Yeah, everything else was
Walks and hit by pitch.
4 walks and a hit by pitch, exactly. And first pitch, Josh Williams wanted that one. He saw the off speed and wanted to take that a long way out. Arbach with the look back to Vittini. Now delivers, and Williams sends this deep into right center field. Back to the wall. It hammers the wall. Vittini's around third. He'll score. Salazzo on the way home. He'll cross. 2 RBIs on the double for Josh Williams. Cardinals lead.
Josh Williams has got this crowd on its feet, and the Cardinals take the lead. It's 2-1.
That's exactly what the Cardinals were looking for from Josh Williams.
First baseman number 44, Tanner Rempel.
And now Rempel will step in, looking to bring Williams home.
And the crowd is definitely awake now. Electric.
Cardinals have had at least 2 base runners in each of the first 3 innings, but this time around it's the timely hit from Williams. And Arbach will open Rempel up with a strike. Yolki Pena behind Tanner Rempel. Rempel was hit by a pitch, was stranded at third in the 2nd inning. Pitch runs inside, 1-1. Tanner Rempel, who last season we saw Neil make some of the most amazing athletic plays over at first base.
And then in the school games, too, a couple dives, a couple of great plays behind the bag as well.
Arbach delivers. Rempel sends that one back foul.
Of course, we got to shout out his dad, Dave, who follows us on Twitter and everything else and watches these games with a lot of good dad intentions.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah.
You can... Getting to interact just a little bit with Dave, you can see easily where Tanner gets it from.
Yep. Apparently Dad's now teaching out west, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
Tanner forgot to answer his email, so we didn't have the interview yet.
No!
Gotta rub that one in. I'm still waiting for a certain other guy, too, but, I have to bring up Sour Patch Kids by the truck.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's
to get that guy on that.
like a trail, like that Family Guy's. Ooh,
Yeah.
piece of candy. Ooh,
Yeah,
piece
yeah.
of candy.
The scene from E.T. way back when, too, the Reese's Pieces. How do you bring an alien to your out of your garage? There you go.
I do like Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Rempel swings through, and he'll go down on strikes.
I'm sure it will happen soon.
I can't imagine Tanner Rempel not enjoying being on a microphone.
Well, exactly. Eric's like, you haven't got him on there yet? I'm like, I haven't had time. And we got emails. We exchanged emails.
That'll happen.
It'll happen. 2 away now. As Yolki Pena will be the batter. He walked his last time up.
Arbach trying to get himself out of another situation with a runner in scoring position. Just giving up the 2 runs. Pena reached out for it, but sent it foul.
You're just tuning in. The Cardinals take the lead here in the home half of the third inning. Red Sox scored the only run of their ball game in the top of the first inning on an error. But since then, Boone's been shut down.
Yeah, Boone has been spectacular. 5 strikeouts now in the ball game for Boone.
Just like old times for Boone.
And he hasn't allowed a runner past first base since the top of the first inning.
Yep. The first inning jitters. Who knows?
Just getting back into the swing of things. Yoki Pena tried to no. Well, the umpires believed him.
Tírasela nomás, que son rápidas ella, vamos.
I don't know if the NAIA has video replay like I know some of the NCAA schools do now.
Arbach winds and delivers outside, 2-1.
I was watching Brandon LaRue play for Florida Atlantic University a couple days ago, and he made the call right off the thing. I didn't realize they had video replay, so he asked the replay. He asked the coaches to go for the replay. So off they went. It was kind of weird because I've never seen umpires leave a field to play to go watch a video replay.
Yeah, that would be odd.
I'll have to see if I got the clip and I'll tag you on it. But
Yeah.
I know Luis LaRue, Brando's dad, had clipped it on Twitter too, so maybe it's on there still, but it was just weird. Josh taking care of us up here.
Inside goes the pitch to Pena, and it's 2-on for the Cardinals with 2 away.
Back-to-back walks for Pena so far in the contest, and runners at first and second now. It's still 2 away here for Nico Kakatos.
Do you think he's Greek?
I hope so. It's almost as bad as me some days. What do you mean you're not Greek? I'm not Greek. Simple as that.
I get a whole bunch. You Dutch? Nope. German? Nope. You're Danish? Nope.
No, because they hear how I say my last name, and it's like they immediately think Greece.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Because then when you spell it out, I'm like, going, you're not Greek? I'm like, no, I'm not. I can show you pictures when I was a kid. I was a brown boy. Sorry. Bad.
Oh, boy.
Bad.
Oh, goodness. Arbach delivers to Kakatos. That took a weird bounce. It'll be snuffed out at first base as I'm not sure what that hit on the way through. The Cardinals take a 2-1 lead to break, and over the offseason, the Hamilton Cardinals lost a beloved member of the organization, and it was unfortunate to learn of the passing of Larry Wood, and the Cardinals play this season in loving memory of Larry.
Start by being eaten by a slimy Freddy Krueger.
One of the most remarkable careers in Hollywood history.
Populist hero for Latin American communities.
It's mind-blowing. Playing a version of herself.
Everything you would want out of your bad boy.
They cast him because he was cheap.
She's like a nuclear weapon.
He just takes you there.
This might be the start of an amazing career.
It's that time again. Get up, get off the couch, and tackle your own to-do list. This season at Just Ask Bob, we work hard to demystify home improvements by teaching you how to repair, remodel, and beautify your own home. Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Please see your TV guide for details.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. one driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
We welcome you back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Top of the fourth inning. Cardinals holding a 2-1 lead over the Brantford Red Sox. And the Sox will open up this fourth with Cassidy Watt in his IBL debut.
0-for-1 in the contest. Reached on an error in the first. And he takes a big hack on that offering from Owen Boone here in the fourth.
Heard Brendan Nicolaus, we're coming back in from break, said go talent. If he's referring to me as talent, boy, our standards have fallen. As Owen Boone.
I think that's the first time anybody's ever referred to me as talent.
I think lack of talent was written on a couple of my tryout forms in hockey.
Not going to do anything with this thing, so he doesn't have a talent. But getting back to what we were talking about before I derailed you, I was a lot darker as a child because of my father's Indian descent and everything else. But I don't know, as my years have grown out, I've kind of turned into a paler version of that. But yeah, you look at the kids' pictures of me and back then, my kids are going like, "What happened? Like, did you bleach yourself? Like what?"
When I was born, they wouldn't let my mom in to see me because she's got dark hair and dark eyes. As Owen Boone gets a swinging strikeout on Watt. It's his 6th strikeout of the ball game. And they wouldn't. So you're sure that's your son? Yeah. And she said, "Just wait, my husband's around the corner." As soon as my dad walked around, they went, "Oh,
okay, yep, that makes sense." Yeah.
Yep.
But then that would be the whole thing is we got older and we got taller, and then they see my dad stand beside us, and it's like, what are you, the mailman's kids? Because my dad was very short, so we just got lucky. We got our grandpa's genes from my mom's side of the family, thankfully, as far as our height goes. So
your dad might be the most interesting man that ever lived, though.
Yeah, he definitely had some stories, that's for sure, and he definitely lived a life.
Well, the one that you shared with me that I had no idea about in the preseason.
Well, no, it's like
the Gatorade. What?
Yeah, I know. I was like, I still kind of couldn't believe it, and and like I said, we found this stuff in his suitcase one day, and it was just like, why is all this Gatorade stuff in your suitcase? And it's all from 1970. It's the original logos and everything else, the original artwork, and it was just like, wow.
Yeah, for those who don't know what we're yammering on about, Neil's father was involved in the development of the original Gatorade at the University of Florida.
It was just like, wow. It's like, you left that for us?
They really need to do a 30 for 30 on that whole thing.
Yeah, they do.
Of course, I'll watch 30 for 30 on just about anything.
Oh, exactly. That means I got to get caught up on all the ones I missed this year anyway, so yeah.
4 days in October.
Yeah.
Whoa. Owen Boone winds and delivers, and he will lose Veilleux to the walk.
Just the second base runner since the first inning here. As Veilleux draws his second walk of the season.
And it's a little bit of danger here as Nick Burdett steps in.
Definitely not one of the guys you want to miss on the inside pitch here.
No, we saw Josh Williams take one to the fence. Nick Burdett can very quickly do the same thing.
That he can.
Owen Boone working on 6 strikeouts here in the 4th inning as that one runs inside. Jeremy Veilleux not threatening that time, and July Vittini just able to return the ball back.
Of course, the young man with the pizza costume has now got that whole spike filled. He's going to be on spike number 2 here very shortly.
Need a second spike.
Yep.
Depending on who's coming out of the bullpen, there may need to be a follow-up spike.
Yep, just for a certain guy.
Yep. Who in the preseason was unhittable.
Yep.
It's not just because Fernando Rodney can still at 48 years old throw gas.
No.
That's Evan White, by the way. Thanks to Josh for the update. Running the pizza spears for us tonight.
Awesome. He's definitely getting a workout tonight. Plus, he's in a full costume in this heat.
It's nice now, though.
Yeah. now that the sun's going down. But yeah,
earlier on this afternoon, it was a scorcher.
Yep.
Some great photos today. My kids went with their grandparents to the tulip farm.
Nice. Very nice.
It's just funny because Sawyer's still just, he's going to be 2 in September, so his aunt is walking behind him. And Alina, his aunt, is 5'8", 5'9". There's a little Sawyer, and all you can see is a shock of blonde hair in amongst the tulips. It's a great photo. That one's going on the wall.
Now I've got that song stuck in my head. Tiny Tim tips throws for the tulips.
No,
We're not going there.
No.
You're going to wind up with a video of that song stuck in there now. Sorry. Your wife's going to post it on Instagram, and it's going to go viral.
With the ukulele?
Yeah. You can just hear it now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think he showed up in a pro wrestling promotion. Somebody whacked him with his own ukulele.
I think so,
or
yeah.
something. Now we're really out
Andy
there.
Kaufman, maybe?
No, it was after that.
Okay.
I wasn't around yet for Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler.
Okay.
I know of it. I've seen the footage, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
As Burdette is lost on the walk.
Is going to get something going down to the bullpen in a hurry here. It is the first game of the season. You don't want to overextend Owen Boone more than you have to here.
Yeah, and I believe there will be a mound visit to just discuss things at the moment.
Oh, just see, hey, how are you feeling? You doing okay? How the legs feeling?
Carwin Salcido Reyes was the first man I saw taking a jog from the bullpen down. Now Connor Corey's going as well. And that looks like Ramon Sanchez is on his way down there.
Well, it's quite possible the Cardinals just might have just emptied the bullpen out and say, hey, guys, okay, bullpen down to the bullpen now because you might have to get to work here.
Yep. That's. I think you're very right.
There's now a couple more guys, walking down. Well, not walking. They're running. They're taking slow trots, but,
Yeah, Caleb Sorosky, the next man up behind Connor Corey.
There's another guy that had a great performance in those school games.
Did he ever?
Out-of-town scoreboard, London Majors up 3-0 on the Guelph Royals. That is in the bottom of the third in London.
Boone delivers. That one skipped off the foot of July Vittini, and that's going to move the runners up to third for Veilleux and second for Burdette.
Matt Torreson will be the batter with a 1-0 count in his favor now. He struck out in the second inning. Did have a pair of hits in the contest on Sunday afternoon. And thanks to the Red Sox for having us on the call with Darryl Smith.
As Owen Boone will have the look in. And gets Torreson swinging through that one. Evening up the count 1-1.
Infield in on the edge of the grass here to cut it down, keep the ball in front of them, and go across the diamond with it. Prevent this run from scoring.
Boone winds, delivers on the ground, off the glove at second of Reyes Cruz. One will score. Burdette will charge across. Both runners come home as that ball came off Reyes Cruz's glove and then into no man's land.
It's just a tough play. It was hit between hops. Reyes Cruz tried to get to it, and it just spun away from him.
Torreson gets enough of it. It gets past Boone's glove there, and then you see Reyes Cruz just couldn't secure it.
It kind of looked like he thought Boone had it, and so he kind of let up a little bit, and rather than moving over as well. So he had to try to extend the glove and just got off of it. Torreson had to stop at first there and
took a weird hop as well, which did not help matters for the Cardinals in the infield, and Boone gets the outside edge
on Max Schmarter.
So Torreson is going to be credited with the 2 RBIs.
Yep. That would have been a tough play anyways. If Reyes gets a ball anyways, they would have been trying to go home with it, but I think they would have still scored a run.
I agree, yeah. At least one was coming.
Yeah, he would have been going to his left. He would have had to turn around and throw home, or he'd have to go to first and try to get the edit first and concede the run.
So the Red Sox back to the lead. 3-2 here in the top of the 4th inning. One away as Schmarter swings through to make it 1-2. Owen Boone looking for what would be his 7th strikeout of the ball game. As Boone will wind and deliver, and he got it. Schmarter down on strikes for the 2nd time.
2 away here, and that's a big out here as the top of the order coming up in Jose Vinicio, who got denied by Duncan last time up.
Stepping up to the plate tonight's beer batter, the shortstop, number 8, Jose Vinicio.
So Vinicio to step in, looking for a little 2-out production as Boone just hit the gas on that one. What a beautiful night here in Hamilton.
Sure beats last year's weather. By this time, you and I were soaked. Poor Troy was down at first, drenched.
Yeah. Home opener last year turned into a pond.
Yep.
You cannot physically play baseball in a lake.
No, especially when it's foggy. And I just remember Larry Wood, God bless his soul, walking down through the rain to tell everybody, yeah, the game's done.
Yeah. As Boone winds and delivers, and Vinicio sends that a way out foul.
Josh is making us die back here. Thank goodness I wasn't taking a sip of Gatorade at the time.
Josh hitting the sound effects. As that ball was hit a mile foul.
He brings out the "oh my God, my car" one. I'm gonna lose it.
Oh yeah. Boone delivers. Vittini to second. Got him.
Wow. That was fun to watch.
What a throw from July Vittini. He put that right on the money to Jaden Brown. Take another look. Neil, this is fantastic.
Right on the money, right where he had to go as far as that ball. He led his infielder right across there and right into the glove and
that's
right
a
into
no-doubter.
the tag. That's textbook.
That is a no-doubter. So Torreson, after the 2 RBI single, gets caught stealing. And the Cardinals will take over in the bottom of the 4th as they'll look to Tommy Reyes-Cruz to get him going and see if they can get back to the lead here. It's Reyes-Cruz, Neil, and then the lineup turns over.
Back to the top of the order, and then it's going to be very dangerous times here for Mr. Auerbach.
And it looks like that there is starting to be some action down in the Red Sox bullpen as well. Just trying to get a look down to the Cardinals bullpen. It looks like Caleb Sorosky is going to be the first man throwing. As Reyes-Cruz, there you see the Cardinals pen, and that is Sorosky, who is the one in the middle of your screen in a crouched position that looks like he's going to be the first man to get loose.
And he's just getting the legs limber here so he doesn't pull something and stretched out properly. So, yeah, he is getting loose.
So I wonder if we may still see Owen Boone come out to start the 5th.
Yeah.
Although I suppose that could depend on how long this bottom of the 4th goes.
Yeah.
I dropped my pen and now I've made a mess of things up here. I'm almost... No, I got it.
Okay.
Well, I made a mess because I was standing up trying to get it.
Okay. Just like I thought you needed another pen.
I just don't want to shoot my chair into our camera lady, who unfortunately has the duty of being up here with us two.
Fumbleitis and his friend.
That's right. She's in the danger zone, clearly.
Yep.
That's Lauren up next to us, and she's got to deal with me. Well, she's used to it. She was part of the all-female crew that did the OHL game for us on Cable 14, so she's used to me fumbling stuff around and generally just having my mind wander all over the road during a broadcast.
So the umpire's going out with the catcher to just make sure they're confirming about signs and nothing else, and now waving off. It's not a mound visit. No charge on that. Of course, each team does get 6 mound visits this year. Not sure what the penalty is for if they go over, because I've never seen it go over, so let's just hope it never does go over.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. I've never seen a spot where we've had to worry about it.
But I'm going to definitely look that one up tomorrow.
I don't know that I've seen a game where we've had more than 6 mound visits for one side.
Like last night, the Bay Cats had 3. I think Toronto had 3 or 4 as well. But it was just because pitching changes and whatever else.
Arbach delivers. Reyes Cruz sends that off foul.
But then again, when it does go into extra innings like it did last night, it resets to 6 again anyway. So it didn't really matter.
Right.
And that was just a great pitching performance by Willigentis Alvarado and Frank Garces in the middle of that thing. And then Dustin Richardson came out and closed that thing out for the Maple Leafs. It was just great. Garces had 13 strikeouts in relief last night. In relief.
Somehow I am not surprised.
No.
Yeah, we have seen Frank Garces twirl some gems.
And it was a typical Barrie Toronto game on a Thursday night. It just takes forever. So,
There you go. Yeah.
It was 12-14 by the time I think I finally snuck into bed. Much to the draw of the ire of the dog and the wife. So,
That's a late goal.
That's a late one. And then we clipped out a couple things and they didn't upload. So I was like, oh, man.
Arbach delivers. Reyes Cruz chopper over to second. Quick toss. And it's one away as it was quickly on from Schmarder to Ortega.
And it was one away. And back to the top of the order, and Jaden Brown, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts.
Had a couple of late nights of late staying up to watch the boss with the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
Leads the playoffs in hits, does Zach Hyman.
That sounds so weird. Like as far as, I know he's a good player, but everything else, but I would figure to be the guy delivering the body.
He is playing some inspired hockey right now.
Well, some of these guys, you realize, hey, you only get to play so often and so long. That window of opportunity might be nearing closer and closer. And, of course, with this core they got out in Edmonton and the core in Toronto, I haven't even looked at the score. I don't want to look at the score.
Yeah, I haven't yet either.
Surprised nobody's sent it at me, so that's okay.
I know, speaking as a Bruins fan, if Florida advances, the draft pick they got for Brad Marchand moves up to a first-round pick in 2027.
So they're pulling, the Bruins are always pulling for the rat. Okay.
Yeah, it has to. As Jaden Brown sends this one deep into left center field, and that one is going to be erased out deep. Great catch on the run by Brody Black. Looked like Brown was going to have extra bags.
Mr. Black says, not tonight, Mr. Brown. But yes, this is the second deepest park in center field in the IBL. Of course, Welland has the notorious 406, so they beat us by a foot, but still. A foot.
Of course.
I'm waiting for Jason McKay to drop back into my DMs about something here. I know I didn't get back to your question earlier tonight, J-Mac. Sorry, I got busy. I got busy. My apologies. I will respond back to that on the way home.
By a foot.
Yeah. It's 406 in center field. And Jake Sanford likes to hit them out that way. And he doesn't just hit it 406. It's like 440, 450.
Yeah,
and
long gone.
Yeah. The guys on top of the hill with the campfire are loving it. He's adding their little logs of fire.
Tyler Duncan sends this one into shallow left, but Jose Vinicio has been all over Duncan so far in the ballgame. It's the third time Vinicio has recorded an out on Duncan.
Well, they're just trading outs out there, between him and Vinicio. They're just having a good old time.
Cardinals will look to regroup, and Caleb Sorosky is going to come into the ball game, but we'll send it downstairs to where Emily Thompson is at field level. Emily, all yours.
Hello, everybody watching from home on Cable 14. We're so excited you're able to watch our next activation. It's time to build a nest with my two buds, Miles and Jace. And here we go, everyone up Bernie. Say a big hello to Cable 14. Oh, come on. We gotta be way louder than that. 1, 2, 3. I know you can hear that from home. All right, fellas, you guys ready? You know the rules. We gotta grab all the supplies, put it in the hula hoop, and you gotta sit on it like it's a bird's nest, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Come on, make some noise. Get your supplies, come on.
Now on the mound for your Hamilton Cardinals, number 4, Caleb Srivastava.
Caleb Srivastava takes over here for the top of the 5th inning. So Owen Boone's night comes to a close, and Neil, 3 runs for the Brantford Red Sox, but we saw the beginning of what could be an extremely successful tenure for Owen Boone as he recorded a mitt full of strikeouts.
He had a lot of punch-outs, that's for sure, and of course, just unfortunate timely hitting by the Red Sox when they needed the hits the most, and hats off to them. Boone was out there and very dominant his debut here for the Cardinals.
4 innings, 7 strikeouts for Owen Boone. 2 of the 3 runs were earned, surrendered just the 3 walks. So pretty good line for Owen Boone to begin his Hamilton Cardinals tenure.
He hands over the ball to Srivastava, who played for the Houston Storm in Germany last year. Played 4 years of collegiate baseball at the University of New Orleans, Division I, and LSU Unis. His dad, Caleb, was a former pro hockey player, Waterloo Siskin, Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound, and AHL Hamilton Bulldog.
Yep, I remember him. It all comes back full circle.
It does.
Remember when I was told the name Srivastava coming in, and I said, Eric, there was a Srivastava who played for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, because I know you and I had texted, and so with Troy and everything else. Where is Troy tonight, by the way?
Troy's watching on from home.
Okay, all right.
He may be enjoying a beverage as Vinicio swings through to make it 0-2.
More power to him.
So Vinicio in the odd spot of he was the man that was in a 1-2 count for the last at bat that Owen Boone was in for. As Vinicio swinging through, and Srivastava enters the game with a strikeout. 8 total now in the game for the Cardinals. Vinicio was the last man up in the last inning for the Red Sox, but because there was a caught stealing, he got essentially a reset, but Srivastava said, yeah, forget about the reset.
And that cheer that just went up is because the beer batter struck out in the contest, so people are getting a little half-price beverages for the next half inning.
Yeah, and there's a number of people, I believe, making their way over towards the Sean and Ed location.
Yep. Brody Black now the batter. He's 0 for 2 in the contest. He singled and was thrown out 9-6 in the first. And strikeouts in the third. One of the victims of the Boone.
Yeah, he had a few tonight. Srivastava will deliver and gets Black swinging through in the off-speed. Srivastava's feeling it right now.
That he is.
Srivastava will look in on the 1-2. Wanted Black to chase that off-speed. Black thought about it, but it kept turning away.
Yeah, Bettini just did his best to get the glove on it to make sure, in case he did take a hack at it, it wasn't going to go right to the backstop, and he found his way down to first on the free pass. He had a strikeout and a wild pitch.
Srivastava with the look in. Gets Black swinging through. Back-to-back Ks for Caleb Srivastava.
Welcome to the IBL, Mr. Caleb Srivastava. We're going to need a bigger spike.
Yep. 8 total now for the Cardinals. They're going to run out of room on that thing.
And the Little Caesars people are going, we're glad we made that promotion this year, but it's going to cost us a lot of money.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
It's for a great cause.
Srivastava. Oh, what a curve. That started almost at Hulk's shoulder and turned over the plate.
Yep. Hulk is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk, a run scored.
And then Srivastava speeds it up to the fastball, gets him to foul it off. 0-2 the count.
I'm not sure if he got it off the body when he fouled off, or just he's walking like he's just trying to walk it off here. Yeah, I definitely got it off because it's just, you can see him moving that front leg a little bit weirdly.
Ow.
Yeah. That one's going to hurt.
Absolutely.
But he's a gamer. He's back in the box and ready to go.
Yeah, that didn't take long. Srivastava delivers, and that one will skip on the ground to the backstop.
That one just slipped out of his hand again, and you saw him just pointing to his chest to tell Bettini, hey, that was my bad.
Well, if you're going to miss with nobody on base.
Yep.
1-2 the count. fight song. What? No, it's not September yet. Let me enjoy my national championship a little bit longer. As that ball tapped on the ground, it'll run foul.
One of these days, somebody's going to have to explain that to me. that whole sport.
College football?
Yeah.
Love it. Love college football. It's the one thing, if the Buckeyes are playing, I get to the office on a game day, and everybody knows, do not go into Reader's office between noon and 3.
All right, I'm going to make notes of that in case I have to send you text messages in September because they're playoffs games or anything else. Like, where are you, man? You're supposed to be here.
He's not going to answer you between noon and 3.
College game day.
That's
Leave
right.
the poor guy alone.
Unless the Buckeyes are up by a few touchdowns, in which case, then it's all right.
It's all right. So if they lose, you just clearly avoid you for the rest of the afternoon.
I get over it pretty quick.
Okay. All right.
Haven't had to worry about that so much the last couple of years.
This is true.
Srivastava will wind and deliver, and that one will run the count full. Good eye from Hulk. Got to watch the national championship this year with my dad and my brother, and what a time that was. They were just enjoying watching me go through. They're way ahead. They're making a comeback. Oh, they threw the pass. We got it. Jeremiah Smith.
Was it the 7 layers of hell almost, or was it just no?
I was sweating.
Yeah.
Sweating. Srivastava delivers and lost Hulk. As Cassidy Watt was, pardon me, it's Ortega that's going to step in here. Chris Ortega will step in. Srivastava will wind and got the outside edge. 0-1 the count. Srivastava delivers low. That'll run it to 1-1. Ortega. Waits on as Srivastava delivers. That bounces away from Vittini. And Hulk's going to make his way up to second base.
Scored a wild pitch from, according to Nate, behind us. As Hulk goes to second base with 2 away.
Caleb Srivastava just trying to make his way out of this inning. He's got a 2-1 count here to Ortega. Started off hot with the back-to-back strikeouts. And Neil now has just got to manage with a runner in scoring position. Ball hit on the ground. Brown takes it from short to first. Put it through the feet of Rempel, and that's going to allow the runner to come around. They've had some trouble tonight with low deliveries over to Tanner Rempel. And scooting across the plate is going to be Hulk.
That's going down in the scorebook as an E6 on the shortstop on the throw. Allows the run to come home, and it's now a 4-2 lead for the Red Sox here in the 5th inning.
That is a tough one for the Cardinals to give up.
That run is, of course, unearned to the wall. Came in via the error.
As stepping in will be the catcher, Cassidy Watt. Watt in the ball game has reached on an error and struck out. But it's another 2-out run, Neil, for the Red Sox.
Just been doing some timely work with 2 outs tonight.
Pickoff attempt from Srivastava, and
what if you're a Red Sox fan, it's probably a breath of fresh air.
No, certainly.
Last year, that was the problem. You would struggle. You get a lead, you'd hang on to it for dear life, and then just watch the game would slip away from you.
Yeah, we saw the big inning surrendered a couple of times in this ballpark. And Watt will send this one up the elevator shaft. Rempel steps on for it. He's got it. And that will retire the side. We'll head towards the bottom of the 5th inning, and as we do, we welcome in Jason Beck from MLB.com. Jason, welcome to Burning Harbor Stadium.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast being here.
Now, we understand that you've got a little bit of history covering a gentleman that's making his Cardinals debut tonight, a guy named Rodney.
Yes, Fernando Rodney. I covered him for the first half or so of his career when he was with the Detroit Tigers. So it's kind of funny seeing him now, 2 decades later. But there's some parts of it that you just never forget, from the changeup to the smile to the joy for the game.
Yeah, Neil and I got a chance to see him in the preseason, and it was surreal to see Fernando Rodney take this mound. Neil and I both had goosebumps as he walked out from the bullpen onto the hill. His love of the game just seems to be infectious. At his age, he wanted to come here and play with some of his friends from the Dominican, and you see him smiling every day. It's a really fun experience to see this. Is this the same Fernando Rodney you remember?
Personality-wise, yeah, it has not changed at all. I have not seen him pitch yet. Hopefully you'll see that soon. But the personality-wise, he has been the same guy consistently. Even before he had established himself, he had that infectious, fun-loving personality. He would do different voices, different characters in the clubhouse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, teammates loved him. And, like, his willingness to take the ball and keep pitching, like he did for Jim Leland in 2009. Yeah. Just, he was like the ultimate teammate for that team. And I think it's carried forward. And it's fun to see him still at it, and fun to see him still getting joy out of being able to play the game. I think he feels blessed that his arm still allows it to happen.
Yeah, when we saw him in this building, talk about his arm allowing it to happen, he got 3 outs. I believe it was on 7 pitches.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of pitches. It was just boom, boom, boom. See ya.
It can be just an outstanding experience to have Fernando Rodney come onto this mound. But Jason, what's your experience been like so far here at Burning Harbor Stadium?
I love the atmosphere. I think the quality of play is underrated. You see guys who are that clearly have played some pro ball, and even guys who haven't played pro ball in a while, they care about this. Like, this is a very skilled team, and I think it's a type of baseball that's fun to watch.
This is what we really need for the IBL too, is somebody from MLB.com to come up and take a look at what's going on in this league, because the advancement in the league over the last 4 or 5 years has been outstanding. It started with the Welland Jackfish. The Hamilton Cardinals were next, and now we see the new ownership in Brantford as Vittini puts this one on the ground to short. Vinicio right on to first, 6-3, 1 away. It makes a big difference when you got ownership driving it forward.
Yeah, I think there seems to be a commitment to raising the talent level in this league from what I've heard, and what stands out to me is, like, baseball-wise, there's some quality pitching here, guys who can really spin the ball and who can give different looks. It's not just they throw it up there and see if they hit it. There's some pretty nasty stuff out here.
Yeah, we saw Caleb Sorosky come into the game dealing, and Arbach for the Red Sox at 6'9" has shown a number of different looks to Cardinals hitters so far tonight. Stepping in, were you expecting to see a 6'9" Randy Johnson looking fella take the hill for the Red Sox?
I was not expecting that. It's this is the type of stuff I'd expect to see in a regular farm system. The Tigers have a relief prospect at like 6'8", and so this guy's taller. Now granted, he's 6'8" and closer to 300 pounds, but it's those unique looks that teams are looking for.
Jonathan Salazzo grounds out to first. Josh Williams will step in. Neil, don't let me take it all here.
No worries. Yeah, so Williams is going to come up to bat now. He doubled his last time up, 2 RBIs, responsible for the 2 runs for the Cardinals. And, of course, Jason, you and I were talking before the game, and I'm just great to see you come up here and enjoy yourself, and hopefully you'll go back down to Detroit and back to MLB.com and extol the virtues of this league and, make my job as the social media director a lot easier.
It feels like a fun event and quality baseball.
Yeah.
So it's great to see a good crowd out here enjoying themselves and really finding a good time.
Oh, exactly. And it's just, it's I've been involved with the league for a very long time now, and it's been great to see the league's the talent level increasing continuously over the last 5 to 7 years. And I think it's just we're not at that glass ceiling yet or anything. I think we're going to break through in the next couple of years as we get to more of a professional-looking league from all 9 teams and everything else. And I think that commitment from all of the owners is there.
And I think one of the keys now is that major league teams, major league organizations, they're trying to find untapped talent. They're trying to find the next source. Maybe other clubs haven't looked, and this could be the next frontier for some clubs. Just looking for unique arms, maybe some unique players that might have fallen through the cracks.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never know where you might find talent from. Years ago, who would have thought we would have players from the number of nations that we have now in MLB? You've always got to be looking for that next fountain of talent to be able to bring that into your organization to try to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And it's if you have talent, teams will try to bring you in, and they have now the tools to get the most of it, from the pitching technology to what we see with driveline and everything, with pitching wise and hitting wise with launch angles and stuff. The key is to find the talent, and with all the different venues and sources, it's hard to find them. And nowadays, with fewer scouts out there working, guys get overlooked, and it's incumbent upon teams to try to find places where maybe their competitors aren't looking.
Yep.
Josh Williams draws the walk down to first. That'll bring Tanner Rempel up to the plate, and Rempel, with one swing of the bat, could knot this game at 4. Jason, for you, you look at something like the IBL and how it can grow. The change in the minor league system over the last few years in MLB, especially coming out of the COVID era, how's that been for somebody at MLB.com trying to keep track of everything, and then they decide to go and change it all on you?
Well, it's been I didn't do a whole lot of scouting at some of the lower level, or writing at some of the lower levels, like short season, A-ball, stuff like that. So it wasn't a drastic change for me, but I think what you see now is that teams with the top prospects, you'll see them move a little quicker up through the system.
Yeah.
I think part of it is health related. I think part of it is developmentally trying to put them at a level where they feel like they're going to be challenged, but also not worrying as much if guys are challenged and struggle a bit. I think the right organizations are not afraid to see their top prospects struggle. I think, if anything, they want to see how those guys react when they start getting kicked around a little bit. Because, for some of these guys, it's the first time in their lives that they've encountered that. And they're going to have to learn how to adjust to guys who are beating them, and how to, develop routines, and how to kind of learn that, what got you into pro ball and what made you a top prospect is not always what is going to get you to the major leagues.
Can I get Fenway Park on the phone? Because I'm waiting on a couple guys named Anthony and Meyer to make their MLB debuts. As Rempel goes down on strikes, Jason, really appreciate having you on with us. It's great to have you up here and make an appearance on Cable 14 for us. Welcome in anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me here. It's been wonderful being able to watch this and kind of see the reaction of the crowd and the players and everything.
That's Jason.
Everybody's been generous.
That's Jason Beck, MLB.com. Jason, thanks so much for the time. Enjoy the rest of your evening at Bernie Arbor Stadium as we will continue along here on Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball right after this on Cable 14.
I've seen your help wanted sign.
hey, are you looking for the hottest game in town? Look no further. It's here on Cable 14, and it's Kiwanis TV Bingo. So if you're looking to get your game on, get out there, pick up some tickets, and join us Mondays at 7. Under the B6.
And now for something completely different.
Let's go to Broadway!
They call it Royale with cheese. Royale with cheese. That's right.
Here I come, save the day.
Pretty cool, huh?
Is he hot? No.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Cardinals back into the field for the top of the 6th inning, and Tanner Rempel is going to have an out on the first pitch as Jeremy Veilleux flew it to the first baseman. Big thanks to our entire Cable 14 crew out here tonight. Incredible job, as always, on Friday Night Baseball. Brendan Nicolau leading the charge down in the truck, and Travis Blackwell, who pretty sure is home watching the Leafs game. Does Brendan have it right now in the truck?
Oh, of course.
Brendan's sweating.
Yep.
He's sweating. He's having some trouble down there.
So if we hear cursing, we know what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
If there's suddenly a loud word that we can't say on the air in our ear.
Or a door slamming from over there
yeah,
somewhere. Yeah,
exactly. If there's shenanigans downstairs, it probably means Brad Marchand has done something.
Oh, God bless the rat.
Nick Burdett runs that foul. It is so weird to see him in a different jersey.
Yeah,
I'm still not sure that I like it.
It is.
You know, my dad called him in overtime the other night, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, he said it had to be.
Oh, it had to be.
Why
was going to break the hearts of the Leafs Nation? It has to be the rat.
Well, now they got the Rat Pack down there with him and Bennett. And
all they need to do is bring back the plastic rats on the ice, and I think it's all over.
I think they did that not long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Florida Panthers team has an identity. Love it or hate it. They certainly know what that identity is, and they play to it.
And it all started because Van Beesbrook found a live one in his net or something, didn't it? And it was just, that's how it started.
I thought it was in the locker room he found it.
Yeah.
And somebody may have ended it with a skate.
Yeah. And that's how it started.
And that is how it all started.
Let's go.
Never forget the visual is the fans who may have enjoyed the strikeout of the beer batter are giving the wind-up for Caleb Sorosky.
Yep.
Everybody's having fun. Why wouldn't you? As Burdett 1-2 with Sorosky.
It's a great crowd tonight.
Burdett laces that one, but it'll run foul as well. As Caleb Sorosky back to the hill. Another great find for the Cardinals, Neil. Their scouting staff was certainly working overtime in the offseason as Sorosky delivers and gets the K.
3 punch-outs for him. Another strikeout.
Yeah, you're right. That spear is getting out of hand.
We're going to have to get him a pole or something so we can just put them on so we don't have to run around with it on top of there.
Jeez. That's 10 strikeouts on the night for Cardinals pitching. As Torreson steps in. And Sorosky, oh, what a curve.
And Torreson all out in front of that one.
The sweep on that is just simply outrageous.
Let's go.
Sorosky gets him again to the outside edge.
And then going back to what you were talking about as far as the scouting department and everything else, they had a mission there. They had to improve this team. You're only allowed to bring up 5 imports, so you got to find ways and creative ways to get guys up here. And then Sorosky with the dual citizenship counts as a Canadian citizen, so you don't count against him. So it's an added boon. It's an extra opportunity to bring in somebody else that's got some very solid collegiate and international experience.
That's how you find them
last year.
Yeah, you got to scour to find it. And Srivastava delivers.
Wow, that was nasty.
11 strikeouts for Cardinals pitching. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox in order. And in the middle of the 6th, we'll get a word from our friends at Rollins.
When I was coming up, even though it wasn't that long ago, having your name on a glove was a big deal.
All right, Neil, we get set for the bottom of the 6th inning. Time is starting to become precious for the Hamilton Cardinals.
And Nate the Great with the chime in telling me it was Scott Mellenby that smashed the rat with a stick.
Scott Mellenby, Nate, thank you.
Yes.
Scott Mellenby was tremendous for years in the NHL.
Yeah. Red Sox have got a new pitcher on the hill. And getting an update from Mr. Spearin himself. Brandon Nickel will be here Tuesday as an FYI.
Whoa! So by the time we reconvene next Friday night,
we'll be extolled with the virtues of Brandon Nickel.
Whoa, my. That's a big time ad for these Hamilton Cardinals.
Quick look at the Rawlings Canada out-of-town scoreboard. London Majors have increased their lead. It's now 4-0 over the Guelph Royals. In the Forest City with the debut of their new mascot, Forest. I got to say, I like the mascot look. I was watching some of Matt Hitchcock's media day photos, and some of them downright scared me because they have that metallic axe behind them. And Champ Gardner looked absolutely menacing with it. I'll have to send you a picture of it later, but it was just like, I don't want to. That looks like it belongs on a not so nice looking movie, like a Five Nights at Freddy's or something.
It's not exactly welcoming, is it?
No, but it was just such a great picture because his eyes are like locked in. He's got the axe behind him, and he looks like he's ready to go.
Number 36 on the mound for the Brantford Red Sox. I believe that to be Koki Tagashi.
I think you are right.
He was the only Red Sox that I have on the roster that didn't have a number.
Yep, and that's what Jeff Lounsbury ran up right before game time because he was just getting a number when he got here.
So Koki Tagashi taking over for Nikolai Arbach, who had a tremendous start. 5 innings pitched for Arbach. Navigated trouble. He just surrendered the 2 hits. He did give up 6 walks, but gave up just the 2 runs.
And I think that's it's going to come with a time when he gets adjusted to the strike zone in the IBL. You know, he's going to cut that number down for sure. But definitely a great debut for him. I'm sure mom and dad who are watching probably back home somewhere and are cheering on their boy. He's going to be very proud of them.
Absolutely. No. Ball over the plate.
The Royals only have 1 hit in their contest so far. That game is in the bottom of the 5th inning.
As Tagashi will look in and deliver high to Yolki Pena.
Victor Payano started for the Majors, and they've got 6 strikeouts on there.
Oh, I remember Victor Payano putting on a performance here last year.
Yeah, he's something else.
And Yolki Pena has worked his 3rd walk of the ballgame.
Yolki finds a way on base. That's why we like him.
And that'll bring up Nico Kakados.
Left fielder number 10, Nico Kakados.
Kakados is 0 for 2, a strikeout looking, and a groundout 3 unassisted in the 3rd inning.
Would be a great moment for him to reach base here.
Former varsity blue played on the WCBL last year as well. One of these years I'm going to have to take a weekend off and go out there and see that league for myself. Especially when I've seen all the talent that's come back this way.
Well, yeah, it's a good point.
Dwellin's got Brandon Luther, and of course he was close to coming here, so it was like, okay, I definitely have to go look at this league.
Fouled back into the mesh out of play. 0-2. Koki Tagashi from the Ottawa Titans was the last stop he made.
Yep.
IBL rookie. And has pitched for the Asian Breeze.
And he has. A lot of guys have come through that system here into the Intercounty.
And Kakatos flares this into shallow right field. And the Cardinals have a little something going.
And Nico's got himself a batting average. I'm no longer a 0.
There we go.
Soon to be a hero.
It starts somewhere. Tommy Reyes Cruz. Big opportunity here for the newcomer to the Cardinals to endear himself to his teammates.
0 for 2 in the contest so far. Would love to come through with a little base knock here. Get a run home. This crowd back into it.
Or even just load them up.
At the top, they want to take care of it.
Yeah, behind him is Jaden Brown, followed by Tyler Duncan. And Reyes Cruz showing bunt. Was able to back off on it enough.
I wonder how Cassidy Watts' Japanese is.
Well, we might.
Just hand signals or something.
I was going to say we might find out here. Reyes Cruz pulled the bat back, but Tagashi got that one over the plate, 1-1.
Well, baseball's an international language anyways. You just kind of just point with the glove. Hey, hit this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you've been pitching long enough. You know what you got to do.
Yeah.
Give me the sign and I'll rifle it as Reyes Cruz flares this one into foul territory.
And that's going to be somebody's souvenir.
Yep. That'll be 1-2.
The Cards are safe for this one.
For now.
We still got to get an auto glass dealership to get on board here just as an insurance policy.
Ooh.
You get smashed, it's taken care of by your glass company name here.
Yeah, exactly.
These write themselves sometimes.
This commercial can be yours.
Yes. We'll do a much better job on the voiceover, I promise.
Absolutely. Just give us a name and a little bit of time. We can have it all done.
Yeah.
As Tagashi delivers outside, 2-2. Reyes Cruz flirting with danger there as the outside has been generous at times tonight.
I think the guys on the bench are probably talking to Hayes, like the umpire's been calling it out there, so be ready. Get a piece of it, stay alive somehow, or just run the count to full now.
Nobody out, full count to Tommy Reyes Cruz.
As you see, Bernardo reminding everybody on the base path, hey, there's nobody out. You're freezing on the line drive here. You don't have to run on the contact here. Don't get doubled off here on something silly.
As Tagashi delivers, Reyes Cruz reaches out.
And that's going to be in the parking lot.
Yep. That one rocketed up over us.
Somebody might have a dent or they might have a new souvenir in their front seat. I know it's not us because apparently Jenny parked somewhere way here, according to the text message.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you're safe.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. You got a bit of a hike when you're going to come back. Okay.
It would have to turn pretty good to be able to get me, so yeah. I'm not too worried.
Well, usually we usually park in behind the tennis court, so but that was long gone.
Oh yeah, that was full. As Reyes Cruz is walked. It's bags juiced, nobody out.
The top of the order coming up. Jaden Brown, who would love to make a name for himself, is Tyler Susie, the interim pitching coach, is going to make a trip out here to have a conversation with his pitcher.
Jose Benicio, that's an experienced leader right there. He's the first one to his pitcher.
Yeah.
Just gave him the little, all right, calm down.
Calm down, relax. You got this. And they brought the whole infield here because they wanted to just probably talk about if Brown squares around, make sure you know where you're going with this baseball.
Well, I think at the same time as well, if it's on the ground, they'd be happy to trade the run to get a double play.
Oh, exactly. They can get 2 here. They're definitely going to be happier. That's
where the 2-run lead really comes in handy as Jaden Brown gets an opportunity to swagger up.
The plate umpire, Chris Walters, indicates back up to the scorer's table. That is an official visit. Of course, the league did make a small change as well. Both managers do have a a walkie-talkie that's wired up to Nate back behind us to announce their changes as well, so it's going to save things a little bit.
Well, that's helpful. And that one's inside to Jaden Brown.
I know certain parties in the league have been lobbying for that for many years, not mentioning any names, myself included, because, hey, it makes sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. Helps everybody. On the ground from Brown, not going to stay fair. That'll even it at 1-1.
Might have been an interesting play if it stays fair, and it would have pulled the third baseman off the line. He would have been going out of play with it.
Yeah, where do you go with that if you're Hulk at third base?
The only place you have a chance to go is probably home on that spot, and even then it's going to be a long throw, and it's going to be very off balance.
Yeah, his momentum had really pulled him away. Tagashi delivers. Brown flares that foul, 1-2.
It must be a Japanese thing how they're taught as far as his delivery, because they all have that certain leg kick that it's just like.
I just noticed that too.
And it's just like, wow, I've seen this so many times now, but it's enough as a batter to throw me off.
My favorite was always Daisuke Matsuzaka with that hip swing. I don't know what that was about.
Or Hideki Nomo with that big old.
Oh, like the turn?
Yeah.
Brown back up the middle. It's on the ground. 8 up the second baseman. They'll get 1. Oh, but over at third, Kikedos fell. And they'll get the second out.
Jose Benicio with the heads-up play there. Great read, realizing the runner had stumbled at third, throws a rocket across back to third base, gets to the second out of that, and they get the double play. Our run comes home, and it's 4-3 for the Red Sox now. But 2 big base runners get erased as Browns now stands at first and 2 away.
Yeah, the fielder's choice nabs the first one, but Nico Kikedos got all crossed up.
I don't think the grass is wet. It's not dew or anything, so I just think he just got slipped on it, and that was it.
Yolki Pena scores, but...
Or maybe he was thinking it got through the infield. That's when it's popped in the infield, and that's going to die, unfortunately. So Brown reaches on the fielder's choice. No RBI. Pena comes home to score. Kikedos is erased on the 6-5. And Tommy Reyes Cruz is retired on 4-6. Yeah, there we go.
And then 6-5.
Yeah. We got it figured out.
Had to do a little quick math in my head.
Right, the second baseman. That gets away from Watt this time.
Now Jaden Brown up to second with Tyler Duncan batting.
Now he's in scoring position for Mr. Duncan. Singles should score him with 2 away. And Brown running the base paths looks like he can definitely fly like the wind.
Tying run up at second. These are the spots where Tyler Duncan has feasted in the past. Tagashi delivers, and that one's going to run high. Cardinals have seen a few opportunities tonight, Neil, just slip out of their grasp.
Yeah, it was just, opening night nerves or just not getting that timely hit so far. This lineup is just too good to watch it, slip away too often.
Tagashi delivering outside, 3-1. It seems like the pattern has been to pitch around Duncan, and that's where they're going to need Vittini and Salazzo behind them.
Yeah. You got to realize, okay, they're not pitching to Tyler. They want to pitch to me. So, I got an opportunity here. Just got to smash the baseball up the middle. So that one's fouled away, and Duncan gets a piece of it to run the count to 3-2 here.
July Vittini has walked twice in the game, scored once. Salazzo has a walk and a single in behind Duncan. Duncan has been haunted by Jose Vinicio. He's flown out to him twice and a 6-3 on the ground.
Jose's had his number, and he made that great catch on Jose in the center field, so I guess it's a fair trade.
Duncan works the walk.
Runners at first and second, 2 away now for July Vittini. Vittini's got a pair of walks and grounded out 6-3 his last time up.
Now to play the catcher, number 11, July Vittini.
Can July Vittini deliver a tying run? Jonathan Salazzo's going to be licking his chops at this opportunity potentially.
Yep.
Off speed from Tagashi. gets over the plate. With Jaden Brown's speed, a single likely scores him if it's on the grass out of the infield.
Oh, exactly. With 2 away, you're going on contact anyways.
And Tagashi works ahead of Vittini 0-2. July Vittini has shown a great eye thus far tonight. I wonder, Neil, if he's trying to time something up here.
I think in this situation, the guys haven't seen this pitcher yet, but as Vittini goes swinging and misses on that one.
And Koki Tagashi, who was on shaky footing coming in, works his way out of danger. Big hat tip to Jose Vinicio at short, who was on the receiving end of 1 out and then turned the ball to third to get a second.
Yep.
And the end of the 6th inning comes with the Cardinals trailing by a run, and we want to say thank you to our friends at Little Caesars. They feed the machine that is Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. And the crowd is staying with it tonight. This place is still jam-packed. Cardinals trying to give them something to cheer about down the stretch here.
That they are, and of course you got Emily throwing some hats and stuff and trying to get the fans going here too, so yes.
Corbin Peters has made his way out to the hill for the Cardinals.
Corbin Peters will slip into this role here as the setup man, most likely. If he lives up to the reputation he's definitely accumulated over the last few years, he's definitely dominant, and he's got that corner stuff they need in a setup man.
Corbin Peters, if he can settle in and stay in that spot, if the rest of this group remains healthy for the Cardinals, he can be one of the best in the IBL in terms of setup men.
Yep.
He's going to turn the ball over to a dominant closer. I mean, something that I don't know that any of us saw coming this time last year, and that one of the best closers in MLB history would be here to close games for the Cardinals.
Well, there's a reason Eric didn't want to tell me at 5 o'clock in the morning who it was, because he wanted to see my natural reaction, and I think I scared half my office with the words that came out of my mouth and how loud it was.
I laughed. This is unreal.
Well, it was. I think you know what the words were, and it was
yes.
just like, and I think our text message afterwards, it was like, yeah, okay.
I think I said the same words under my breath while I was laughing.
Yeah.
This can't be real. Oh,
no,
it's real.
It's real.
In the words of Kurt Angle, it's real.
It's real. It's damn true. It's real.
That's right.
Man, that heel turn by John Cena still rings in my ears here.
They screwed it up.
Yeah.
They've screwed it up.
Yep.
I don't care about Travis Scott. I didn't want to see Travis Scott.
Nope.
And that, like, what? Yeah,
you didn't need to see that part.
No. What did that matter to anybody?
Nothing. Well, it's Travis Scott, so let's use him. Okay, no.
Yeah, we don't need him.
Nope. Same reason why Dwayne didn't show up for WrestleMania. You don't need me.
Yeah, but he should have. He was the one that they actually needed.
Yeah,
for the story.
He should have been the one there doing that.
Yes.
He should have been the one knocking the referee out. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Not that I'm a booker, but
no, but
you know,
we've seen enough wrestling every day that we know what works and what doesn't work.
You want me to believe that Travis Scott is going to beat up Cody Rhodes?
Not happening.
I don't think so. As Schmarter swings through the offering to even it up 1-1 with Corbin Peters. I got problems though right now because one of my best friends is All Ego Ethan Page. He's in NXT. Another one of my best friends is Josh Alexander. He's in AEW. I got to watch everything.
I've never really been invested in the AEW, probably because it was on channels I didn't have at the time.
I got all kinds of guys that come through Alpha One Wrestling here in Hamilton that are working there, so I got to keep eyes on everything.
That you do.
Swing through a Schmarter, 2-2. Ricky Saints, who debuted in NXT. I know it was Ricky Starks. He came through Alpha One. Swerve Strickland in AEW, former world champion. He's come through Alpha One. It's a long list. And Smarter goes down on strikes for the third time tonight.
So do the guys get input on their names, or is it just whatever the booking people and the writers say, okay, this is going to work, this is your new name or something?
Well, that's a beautiful pitch by Peters. In AEW, if you're established on the indie scene, they just let you run with like Josh Alexander is Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
Konosuke Takeshita is Konosuke Takeshita.
Yeah.
Like, those guys keep their name. WWE, they usually change it to something that they can trademark.
Yeah.
Unless it's somebody like Ethan Page, who had already been on national TV before.
Yeah. And then they just leave it as is, because like, you can't go change
that did confuse me a little bit as to why they changed Ricky Stark's name, because he'd been...
Yeah.
CM Punk got to keep CM Punk when he went the first
obviously,
time.
yeah. Well, it's the same guy. You can't exactly change it, and that's what he went into.
Yeah, once guys are really well known, it's hard to get people to...
It's not like he's going to go out there as Phil from, from UFC suddenly. Come on.
Phil from Chicago.
Yeah.
Sounds like a sports radio guy. Peters delivers, gets the strike, 1-2.
Thank you for calling the WGN fan line. Yeah. We got Phil from Chicago
Phil
tonight.
from Chicago.
Yeah.
Da Pope, da Bears,
Yep.
da Phil. As Peters delivers, and Vinicio sends this, falling quickly into left. Kakedos not able to come up with the catch.
A seeing eye screaming single. That one just died in a hurry, and Vinicio's aboard here with one away.
I don't know if the night sky just deadened it or what happened, but...
Plus that light bank is not exactly easy. It was almost lined up exactly where if he's looking for the ball. It's almost into the bank, trying to track it down.
Kakedos had a bead on it. It's going to be an E7, as it was in his glove, but he wasn't able to secure the catch, and it's one away with one on.
Brody Black has got a single and a pair of strikeouts to his name. Got thrown out trying to stretch that single into a double in the first.
Swings through that fastball from Corbin Peters, who can absolutely reach back and zip it.
Yep.
Peters checks over at first. We know Vinicio can run. Peters delivers. Did Black hold?
Peel down the first, said he did not go around.
2-1 is the count. I don't think we've actually had a check swing strike so far tonight on an appeal.
No. The first base umpire is looking through a base runner, Rempel, and he's looking down in the line here. So I don't even know if he would have seen it anyways.
That foul ball is going to even it up 2-2. That was not somebody getting hit. That was Josh behind us on the soundboard.
Josh's having way too much fun. He has a chuckle behind us now.
I was going to say, what else is new? He's having fun over there.
Yeah. We acknowledge you, Josh. We acknowledge you. It was well played. Yeah.
Yes, the wrestling references continue.
Yes, they do. Somewhere Mark Perry is laughing. I
Alpha
taught him so well.
Alpha One Wrestling will be here on July 4th.
Yes, they will be. You're not going to heel turn on me that day, are you? You're not going to smash my head over with a chair or throw me through a table like they do in Welland, I hope?
No, I'm just the announcer.
Okay, good. Thank God.
I understand, though, that there is going to be a ring here.
You're kidding.
It's actually going to be set up, and the richest prize in indie wrestling, the Alpha Male Championship, will be on the line. BMD is going to defend the gold at Bernie Arbor Stadium.
Wow.
That's what I've been told.
Wow.
I have that from the boss in Orlando. Don't think he'll be here. He's a little busy, but
just a little. He's doing such a great job down there. I do catch the clips on various sound bites from Facebook and everything else, but yeah, but he's doing a great job as far as that mic work and everything else. It's just
you got to do a segment with The Rock, which I think was he modeled himself after The Rock.
Yeah.
And you can, it's not hard to tell.
Yeah.
And to do that, I know that was something really special for one all-ego Ethan Page.
Oh, exactly.
As much as he may not want to admit that. You know?
No.
Fattini pops up. Vinicio chasing on to second. He got him! Oh, what a tag, turning backwards. Tommy Reyes Cruz.
Gonna have to see that one again.
Strike him out, throw him out.
There you go. Benicio's on the run here, and then the throwdown.
Watch the turn and the tag from Reyes Cruz. Whoa!
Not a big fan of where the tag went, but that wasn't intentional. Just a heck of a play.
Red Sox were protesting something, but it was a strike him out, throw him out.
Well, I think they were just protesting that the ball was, that was bouncing out in the infield, but Reyes Cruz had made the tag, then put the ball down.
Yeah, now there's going to be a conversation at home plate. We got a look on the slow-mo. Ball is in Reyes Cruz's glove. Tag is made.
The tag is made.
Yeah, like you said, not crazy about the tag location.
Yep. And I think Benicio's kind of like, oh, you got me in the face.
Well, if you're going to get Jose Benicio, you got to be quick.
Yeah.
And July Vittini is going to quickly develop a reputation of do not run.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly why they went out and got him. Remember when they saw the pictures and everything else from the Dominican about him, it was just like, okay, this guy can play. And then it's like he was a former Dominican Summer League Pirates prospect as well. And it's just like, okay. Not a lot of video, not a lot of, Instagram posts and everything else because they just don't have the technology down there. But yes, we're definitely, even the IBL is definitely, as even Jason mentioned when he was up here in the box, is teams are finding different markets to find that next big, great thing, a great opportunity to, different regions and everything else. We got a guy from the Bahamas playing for London this year who was good friends with Jazz Chisholm.
Oh, wow, hey.
So, yeah. You never know, Jazz Chisholm might suddenly tune into the IBL some night to see his buddy play.
Wouldn't doubt it. Well, the work in Cable 14 has been at the forefront of it, of delivering the quality broadcasts of IBL baseball.
Yep.
It just levels up the league.
Well,
again.
exactly, because I could do games at our parks, and they're just like, you're so lucky you get to work with the guys at Cable 14. I'm like going, yeah, but it's a lot of work for everybody behind the scenes. I just show up and, talk baseball with you, and then, oh, by the way, there's a baseball game going on, and half the time we go off the rails here.
Yeah, but that's half the fun.
Oh, exactly.
You got to wander around, see the sights.
Yep.
As Jonathan Salazzo will come in to start the bottom of the seventh inning, a one-run ball game.
And then I was doing the broadcast in Brantford on Sunday afternoon, and it was just like night and day. And when I've been there the last couple of years, just covering and whatever else, it was just like you see them all out there with 4 cameramans. They're unpacking brand new equipment, just putting it all in, and you watch the product and everything else on Sunday. I don't usually watch the replays. I don't like how I sound some nights, so it's just like I didn't watch it, but then I watched it because I was like, wow, this thing looks like way better.
Yeah, it's great. The change for the Red Sox has been such a positive.
And I was talking to the guys before the game and everything else, and they were excited about the little things, like getting pairs of shorts, warm-up jackets, stuff like that to wear around the ballpark. So, they see other teams walk in with all that gear, and then it was just boom.
Jonathan Salazzo rips it up the left field line. Salazzo on his horse round first. He'll be standing at second with a leadoff double. Second hit of the ball game, and the conductor calls on the train horn.
That he does. I'm standing at second. I need to get away home now. Somebody light the tunnel up. I tried.
Josh Williams lit it up earlier.
Stepping up to the plate, the designated hitter.
And when Josh Williams is coming, you can see the headlights from a mile away. There's a hug from Jose Benicio and John Salazzo.
Old friends. Having some fun.
Former teammates, both in different places this year.
A lot of guys this year. A lot of guys in new uniforms, different colors, new threads.
Yeah, I was trying.
I think I see a social media post coming.
There's an idea.
Something I was working on earlier today, actually, but I just didn't get a chance to finish it because, real work took care of that.
Right, exactly. I was trying to keep eyes as the offseason went along of all the guys changing places, and man, heavy hitters and big names.
Oh, exactly. A new lease on life, too. A new changes to scenery. Who knows?
Felt like every couple of days ago, wow. As Josh Williams looks at a ball 1-1.
And then you got the Welland Jackfishes of the world, bringing the band back together here all of a sudden last couple of days.
Surprising. Not at all.
Not at all. But, it was like they've gone from where in my mindset, okay, they might be finishing 2. Then it's like, okay, legitimately, they want to go back for first.
Yep.
Matteo Porcelato coming back after I thought he was going to be in the Quebec League, playing the Frontier League, but I guess he's one of the latest cuts up there.
Yeah, that happened. We saw that over the last week. A number of players returning from the Frontier League.
Yeah. Ken Cardoso's back in London.
Okay. Low into Williams.
The one we haven't seen back on the rosters officially is Kenise Ijo for the Barrie Baycats, but they got Nolan back and Broda back as well. So, the Baycats have they've been next level as far as what they've been doing, recruiting and everything else. And, they won the championship, and they have that mindset they want to repeat.
Williams on the ground. Tagashi has a look back to second. He'll deliver it over as the comebacker erases Williams.
Williams retired 1-3. Salazzo had to hold his ground at second base, and Tanner Rempel will bat now. 0 for 2, but he's been hit by a pitch ball.
Rempel will step in.
Just needs a single here to get Salazzo home, hopefully. Touch a little grass here, Tanner. By all means, if you want to hit one out of the fence again, by all means, that works too. But
that would give the Cardinals the lead back.
Yep. Bullpen has pretty much come to a stop out there.
Strike call.
So I'm guessing Corbin Peters is going back out there.
That would be my guess, yeah. Another member of the Frontier League that the Cardinals wait with bated breath to find out if they'll get back Zach Cameron. As the ball pops high up, and wow!
That went right over that screen. Hopefully everybody will do that. It was okay down here.
That was nearly us.
Yeah. I don't remember 3D glasses being optional here.
Holy smokes, I was told that couldn't happen.
Well, it can, apparently.
Clearly.
That was a high bounce. That must have hit the plate.
Oh, it had to have. That thing took off. Cassidy Watt turned around. There was no coming back for that one. Oh,
yep.
Yeah. Off the plate, even Tanner Rempel looked like, what?
Yeah.
That one delivered low. Jonathan Salazzo moved up to third in the madness.
Like usually that screen takes care of those things, but it went up and over like it just kept spinning.
Yeah, that was wacky. Well, now any sort of single will score. Salazzo infield coming in to try to cut down the run. Tagashi delivers. It's on the ground from Rempel, but runs foul 2-2. If that had stayed fair and snuck over that bag, and Salazzo has the game tied. Yoelqui Pena is in behind Tanner Rempel. Pena's walked 3 times tonight.
Infield in trying to come home with that baseball. Rempel just has to hit it on the right side of the infield here or in the air. Find a hole.
Tagashi delivers the off-speed. Pops up and didn't get far enough away from Watt for Salazzo to be able to skip home.
I'm positive Jeff Lonsberry probably went through with Cassidy Watt when, hey, about this backstop. Things take weird bounces off everything because Lonsberry's been here many, many years. He was with the Cardinals at one point. And of course, he's when it was Brock and University and everything else. A lot of classic tilt between Brock and McMaster on this very field. So he knows this ballpark very well.
He'd know it just about as well as anybody.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit of no man's land when you get in behind that home plate. Tagashi delivers, and Rempel fights it off foul. Tagashi going at his own pace. There's 11 long look in. Lines and delivers. Rempel stays alive. He's seen a lot of pitches in this at bat.
8 pitches into the at-bat now for Rempel, doing the job here. Looking for a mistake here on a full count.
Now with Yolki Pena, who has shown the ability to get on base behind him. Higashi delivers. Rempel sending that one foul. It's going to be way back off the roof.
It's not that far back.
Not as far. That one was like right up over top of us.
Yeah, we're going to have to get those baseball gloves out here. Be those guys.
Tanner trying to induce a ball into the booth? Is that what he's doing?
I don't know here. Was he mad at us for something? Did he hear us talking about him not answering his email? What?
It was all you.
I know it was all me.
I'll be hiding under the desk.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll take the fall for that. Why do you got a black eye? Because, Reed didn't protect me. And Rempel wears that one as that one comes inside. He wins the battle of attrition here. The 10th pitch of the at-bat is a hit by pitch.
He is, that's his second hit by pitch of the night, and he is going to need some ice bags.
And you got the Dominican contingent down on the Hamilton Cardinals bench telling Pena to be patient at the plate and watch out. At least that's what I think that's what they were saying.
Yeah, there was some dancing going on down there.
Yeah, I don't know if there wasn't a live chicken being sacrificed or anything, was there?
Not that I saw.
Okay. Just making sure. I know KFC is one of the sponsors, so maybe it was a bucket of chicken. Who knows?
Well, we could get in on that.
Yeah, I could definitely go for some chicken.
As the delivering off for second goes Rempel, and Salazzo did enough just to tease the eye of Watt, and it's 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, well, Watt had to realize, I can't throw it down because Salazzo is just standing there at third. I throw it. If the throw goes wild or goes off the mark here, we got trouble. Did the wise thing and just ate the baseball.
Did not take Rempel long to move his way up.
Now the infield will have to come right in on the edge of the grass here.
Pena shoots that one back foul.
Tying run at third. Go-ahead run now at second base for Pena.
You want to become an instant fan favorite for the Cardinals? Yolki Pena's got the opportunity right here.
Sure does. Just has to touch a little green here. Hit a flare.
We know Rempel can really move, so anything outside of the infield's likely going to bring in 2. Pena got a hold of that, but it turned foul. Wasn't that far from putting it into McLovin.
Not at all. Surprisingly, that thing doesn't get hit often. Even when it was down the line here, it didn't get hit often.
No, it really didn't.
And the kids have all realized, okay, it's not a play thing, so we just kind of leave it alone. They just take pictures in front of it and go along. Move along about their day.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
1-2 the count. Yashi, wild pitch. Salazzo charges home. Tie game.
That one just slipped out of his hand there, and you could tell when it was a release point, he knew it kind of going to go wild. Tie ball game now. Cardinals 90 feet away from taking the lead here if Pena can make contact. A ground ball to the right side does the job.
Salazzo scores off that leadoff double. And
Rempel hurt. That's not good if Rempel's...
No, Tanner Rempel, a bit of a limp as he heads over to the Cardinals dugout. Oh, that's not what we want to see.
Yeah. Bernardo's trying to think about, okay, who was going to first then? That's probably what they're going over here right now.
Is there an obvious slide over to first? There really isn't.
You might get Josh Williams into the DH spot.
And yeah, maybe Hillebrand comes in as the Andrew Johnston's going to step in to pinch run.
So AJ will go to first then. AJ has played first before, so.
Pinch running for your Cardinals, number 9, Andrew Johnston.
Oh, and I got the answer to the question about his lockup song.
Yeah, okay.
I had to ask him because he's just like it's something that stuck with him and he liked it. So he's got a different one for day games versus night games. And the day games, obviously, likes to go with unwritten.
All right.
He got a good chuckle at how I asked the question, so that was good.
Well, that's the key, right? You got to have fun with it. Full count to Yoki Pena.
I think my exact words. So how did you pick the most enlightening song to be your walk-up tune? Soon to be the number one hit here at Cardinals Stadium.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At least among the screaming school kids, anyways.
He certainly has fun. And Pena, his 4th walk of the ball game.
He has got patience back there. And a great eye.
Let's take a look at Tanner Rempel as he signaled that something wasn't quite right. There, you can see at the top of the screen, signaling over to Luis Bernardo, and then, touching the hamstring, it looks like.
Yeah, that's not good.
Let's hope that maybe that's just a cramp or some tightness.
And we got a pitching change. This looks like Aiden Armitage is coming into the ball game here.
Oh, okay, so then Rempel ended up running over to third base rather gingerly.
Yeah.
They got the stride okay, so hopefully that's just some tightness or...
Might be a cramp because he might be a little bit dehydrated.
Yeah.
Needs a couple bananas and be fine.
To get the potassium fix.
Yeah.
Get it in you. Hopefully, that'll just be a brief absence for Tanner Rempel.
I'm impressed at how much of this crowd has stuck around right now.
Absolutely, as we tick past 10 after 10. And a pitching change here for the Brantford Red Sox. And remember what you said pregame, that if we saw Fernando Rodney tonight, you'd love to see it in a big spot. Well,
yep.
We're getting into those woods.
Definitely getting into those woods, and I do believe that is him throwing catch down there, but I could be wrong. That might be Corbin Peters actually just staying loose.
Yeah, I think that's Peters, but Rodney's down there as well.
Yep. He's dancing to the groove down there. God, I love that guy.
He is having fun.
I have not met him yet, but man, he is a lot of fun to be around.
I've done a lot of reading on Fernando Rodney in preparation for these broadcasts, and everywhere he's been, his teammates just adore him.
Yeah.
We heard that earlier on from Jason Beck. There you see Fernando Rodney center of your screen.
Yep. Just getting loose.
Yeah, caught him after the dancing and now stretching it out.
Yep.
Aiden Armitage is the man who takes over for the Brantford Red Sox, the Waterloo product.
That is Peters down there in the bullpen. So depending on what happens in this inning, you might see him go back out there, or you might see somebody else who was right there go out there if he gets loose in a hurry here. But I think Peters makes most sense here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Peters for the 8th.
At least to start the 8th anyways, and we'll see what happens because Fernando's not throwing the baseball yet. He's still stretching.
Well, we'll see if it brings about the opportunity to have an interesting...
Whoa. Hanging on for dear life in Tirana. Or actually, that's in Florida, isn't it?
They're in the Sunshine State right now.
Oh, yeah, so I was making that comment. Maybe they'll just stick down there and bring the golf clubs with them. That's right. I used to be a Leaf fan. Honest, I did.
So Brendan Nicolo is just desperately hanging on down there.
Yeah.
Stepping up to the plate, left fielder number 10, Nico Cacato.
Nico Cacato steps in.
He sits.
He'll be the first man to face Aiden Armitage coming into the ball game. Austin Matthews, his 3rd of the playoffs, as that's a wild pitch. And charging home, Andrew Johnston. Cardinals lead. And they're out dancing. The Dominican contingent is dancing for Andrew Johnston skipping home.
Man, this team is going to be a lot of fun to be around this
Yeah,
summer.
these guys are having a good time. These guys are having a good time, and they are feeling it. So skipping home was Johnston.
Pena went to second base on the wild pitch.
Cardinals lead 5-4.
Peters will be facing 3-4-5 in the Red Sox order. And Unless Peters is just trying to get the rest of his bullpen in there.
Caquedos on the ground. Little pause at third. Delivery over to first will make it 2 down. As Caquedos moves Yolki Pena along. And Tommy Reyes Cruz has the chance to deliver an insurance run. By the way, Neil, it was in the third period that Austin Matthews scored his third of the postseason from Mitch Marner.
Oh, really?
So the man who was on the outs a couple nights ago.
Yep. He was definitely beyond the doghouse. He was definitely packed the bag and pretty much moved out of the we know they're not in the clear.
Yeah, being told from downstairs they're not yet in the clear. Okay. As Reyes Cruz swings on the inside.
That team's just broken my heart too many times that I break up with them early.
Shots in the game are 17-16 for the Panthers.
Wow. Not a lot of shots being fired out here. Guys playing a little tentative hockey.
Well, let's see if the Rat Pack has an answer in the next 7.5. Nope. Ball outside, 1-1.
Cruz did walk his last time up. He struck out and grounded out 3 unassisted in the second inning.
Reyes Cruz in his first week as a Cardinal, chance to make an impact, and he lost
sure
him.
went which further, the bat or the ball there, as the bat went flying out of his hand onto the right side, and the ball went to the left.
Technically, they both made it to the backstop.
This is true.
I think it's a tie.
You might want a new bat. And a little bit of stickum, or a pine tar stick, or whatever that is.
Yeah, the magic substance.
Yes.
As Josh Williams came out to hand it to him. A little bit of pine tar on the handle. Have you seen that Dr. Squatch company makes pine tar soap?
Yeah. Jenny was thinking about getting it for me.
I've got it loaded up. It smells tremendous.
Really?
Oh, I love it.
All right, maybe we'll hit that, let her see the send button. Father's Day is coming up after all.
If you get lucky, you can find big packs of it at Costco. Like a 6-pack.
Too, yeah. You may have to try that out.
Yeah, I recommend. Recommend highly.
We get a break in the action. You have to make sure we extend some congratulations as well to a certain umpire.
Yes, indeed. As Aiden Armitage, ran that inside on Tommy Reyes Cruz.
That's my phone is reminding me I have to do that.
As Armitage has the long look in, full count to Reyes Cruz. 2 away. Pena standing at third. Cruz hammers it into right field. It's an RBI. Pena comes home. Reyes Cruz on his horse. He'll be up to second standing with the RBI double and an insurance run.
Welcome to the hammer, Tommy Reyes Cruz. That's why you go in and get a guy like that.
He took it to heart and hammered the ball.
RBI double with 2 away. It's now 6-4 ball game.
Jaden Brown will step in.
Now, Corbin Peters has stopped warming up down there, and nobody else is throwing yet, but I stand corrected. There's somebody with a number 5-6 on the background there. About to engage himself on a mound.
Aiden Armitage delivers. Whoa, Jaden Brown. He almost came out of his cleats.
That was a swing that wants to go through a fence.
His eyes went about as wide as saucers.
And down in the Red Sox bullpen, can't make out who it is because they're facing the wrong way, but that's how that bullpen unfortunately works out there. Ours, we can tell who's pitching. Theirs, we had to look around and hope for maybe a large mirror down in the future or something.
Looks like a 30, perhaps?
Yeah.
See if I can very quickly give us an answer. Jose Rodriguez appears to be the man warming up down on that side. As Armitage will wind and deliver home. Gets the outside. Jaden Brown has not been happy about those tonight. He's been caught on that a couple of times. Rodney not really yet throwing, Neil. I think Corbin Peters may get the 8th.
Yeah, I would think so. Especially now we've got a 2-run lead here. It's definitely going to go out and start against 3, 4, 5, 6.
And Jaden Brown swings through that one. Armitage gets the strikeout, but 3 runs cross in the inning for the Cardinals. They hold a 6-4 lead as we head towards the 8th. We'll be back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Close airlock 7. You really don't know me, do you?
The best high-concept sci-fi rigmarole in the universe is back.
Mom, just...
Get back here! This is for your own good!
Rick and Morty. New season Sunday, May 25th on Adult Swim.
Get your mouth round it.
Be sure to tune in to the next episode of A Little Market Insight, where we are sitting down with Chris Hopkins from 3 Seasons Landscapes, talking all about landscaping around your property. Then we're headed on the road with Michael Hart from Fine Line Painting to talk about current paint trends. And lastly, we have a really cool topic with Matthew Pickering from National Bank, where we're going to be talking about renovation loans. It's one that you're not going to want to miss. You can catch it on Cable 14 at cable14.com.
Ready, set, go! Time to get rolling at Matt Kids Walk and Wheel presented by RBC. Join us Saturday, May 31st at McMaster University campus for a fun-filled day of strolling and rolling to support children's healthcare close to home. Just step, pedal, roll, or run at Matt Kids Walk and Wheel, and your fundraising efforts will have a huge impact on the children receiving care at McMaster Children's Hospital, including the Ron Joyce Children's Health Center. To register or learn more, visit walkandwheel.ca.
Top of the 8th inning. Hamilton Cardinals 6-4 lead on Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Corbin Peters, the setup man. And I think Fernando Rodney has just been waiting as down in the bullpen. It looks like Connor Corey was just getting some work in down there.
Yeah.
As Hulk, Ortega, and Watt are going to bat here in the top of the 8th.
Hulk's got a pair of walks, 2 runs scored, and a single. Ortega's got a single and reached on an error. Cassidy Watt is 0 for 3, but he did reach on an error.
As Peters will deliver straight up the shaft. Vittini tracking under. Got it! Oh, that was athletic. July Vittini having to reach back to find it.
He went back and got the Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
Woo! Well, 7-Eleven opened about 7:30 tonight, and it's been at full business for July Vittini. He has been outstanding behind the plate tonight. 4 runs in the game for the Brantford Red Sox, but only 2 of them earned.
Yep.
So Vittini has managed his pitchers well.
He has. Got Owen Boone off the hook here. Now Corbin Peters stands to get the win in this one.
And this is hammered deep into right field. Tracking back to the wall. It's off the wall as Ortega got all of that. Yoki Pena all the way back to the Leuna sign. And it's a runner on second with 1 away.
Ortega almost put one out of the park here, but again, it's just the ballpark working in our favor with no wind tonight. That ball just hung up there, but I couldn't get any gusts of wind to push it over. And it goes off the Luna sign.
Now Corbin Peters is going to have to be careful. Cassidy Watt will step in a game that has ebbed and flowed back and forth. Cardinals with 3 in the bottom of 7 to take the lead. Peters checking back. Will wind and deliver. Gets the outside edge for strike one.
Hang that thing in there, boy.
July Vittini gives the sign out. Peters.
Yeah.
Off the edge, 1-1. It's a big spot here, Neil. This is a big out if the Cardinals can get it with a man on second.
Huge to get out here.
They'll take it any way they can get it, I'm certain. As Peters delivered. Caught Watt swinging.
Plate umpire Chris Walter says, yeah, he went around.
Looked like it from our vantage point. 1-2 is the count. Cardinals pitchers have 13 strikeouts on the night. Peters looking here to make it 14. He has 2 of them. Boone had 7. Srivastava 4 in 2 innings. And Peters gets that one. It's 3 for Corbin Peters.
Cassidy Watt did not like that call. He kind of just looked back and shook his head a little bit as he's walking back to the dugout now. Peters has a huge punch out, 2 away now.
And that pizza spear is loaded. 14 strikeouts for Cardinals pitchers.
Wow. It's going to be a pretty hefty tally for Little Caesars.
And that one inside from Peters.
Somebody in the crowd just said, "I'll hail the pizza guy."
They're doing some hard work with that pizza spear.
Yep. Glad to see taken off the pizza anyways, and got some shorts and a little more comfortable attire on right now.
Jeremy Veilleux. He's reached on a walk and scored. Struck out and flown out to first base. And Peters paints the inside edge. Nice frame there, Neil, from Vittini.
Yep.
1-2 the count.
You got it. Yeah.
Peters delivers.
Whoa!
Didn't get him that time.
Didn't get him. Vittini tried to sell it as he went around, but
ball 2.
Okay.
Wow.
Was that out of nowhere?
Whoa. I don't know if that was necessarily called for.
Seemed a little harsh.
Peters delivers. Bouncer. Brown from short. Scoops to Johnston. And the inning. Corbin Peters fired up as he gets the job done.
Fired up, so fired up he lost his hat in the process and went back and got it. Brown recovered that ball up the middle here.
Veilleux on the ground, and watch the play that Jaden Brown makes. Corbin Peters, he nearly got that. And Brown, that's just pretty work from a shortstop.
That is. He is going to make it so hard to keep that guy out of the lineup.
I think we're going to see him bounce around the field a bit.
Yep.
Nickel will be here in time for next weekend. He will likely take over at second. If Raquelbin DeCastro is healthy, he likely goes to short.
Yep.
But that left field spot perhaps for Jaden Brown.
Got a new left fielder in left and a new pitcher on the mound.
For Brantford, number 30, Jose Rodriguez.
And with a 2-run lead headed towards the top of the 9th inning, is it any surprise who's getting loose?
Not at all.
The Archer himself, Fernando Rodney, World Series champion, getting set to make his official Hamilton Cardinals debut.
That he is.
Get the popcorn ready.
Poppy's on in 5. I don't know if I should call him that, though. He's actually younger than I am, so. Not by much, mind you, but he's younger than I am, so.
Well, from what we saw in the in the preseason games, his arm still looks like it's about 25.
He's just throwing long toss here, and it looks like it's got to be like 85, 86 by itself.
Yeah, it's
and it's moving. Oh, jeez. That's not fair.
No, he makes that look far too easy.
That's just not fair. I wish I could throw half as well as that.
Well, I know that there was some rumbling when Fernando Rodney signed.
Yeah.
That is this a publicity stunt? Is this to sell tickets? Well, it's going to sell tickets.
It's going to sell tickets, but he still can bring it.
Yeah. We've seen him in action. This is no publicity stunt. He is here to win ball games for the Hamilton Cardinals.
And even when he was on the interviews this week, he's like, you know what? He had friends that wanted him to go pitch in Mexico. He's like, no, I'm going to Hamilton, Canada. I want to go meet, make new friends, learn how they play baseball up here.
He's going to make friends in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
He already has.
Yep. As Duncan's going to lead things off, looking for some insurance runs.
Yeah, can they deliver a little bit more with Jose Rodriguez on the hill to make Fernando Rodney's life a little bit easier? His first pitch, high for ball one. Aiden Armitage pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up one hit and got one strikeout. Rodriguez
right off the mound there.
Yeah, that could have been real bad.
Duncan did the best thing to do, which was to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, luckily it looks like everything's okay there.
Not so long ago, you had the Royals reliever David Alvarez on the hill, and or Dario Alvarez, and he pitched one pitch, and that was it.
Yep, I remember that. That was a tough one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever want to see something like that again.
Nope.
As Rodriguez delivering outside, and Tyler Duncan will take his second walk of the ball game.
Of course, we were meant to do it in the break. We need to extend some congratulations to former IBL umpire Stephen Jankowski, who got the call to the major leagues tonight. He was working the crew at the Rogers Center. Burlington, Ontario native.
And the Toronto Maple Leafs, Joseph Wall has the shutout. A 2-0 final. They'll force Game 7 as Rodriguez pitches wild. Duncan is going to scoot up to second base. Well, how about that theater in Toronto for Game 7?
Oh, man.
And congratulations to Steven on making his MLB debut.
No question. Because he had been doing spring training games for Major League Baseball for a few seasons, and working the minors and everything else, and got the call tonight. Or earlier this afternoon, anyways.
Earned his way up. Rodriguez wild again. And Duncan's over to third. So with nobody out, the Cardinals have a runner on third base.
Yep.
And that would be just a little bit extra for Fernando Rodney if they can bring Duncan around to score off the walk.
Tyler Soucy will make another visit out to talk to another pitcher here from the Red Sox. Probably just to calm him down and say, hey, what's going on out here?
Yeah,
we've just not been able to finish your pitches here.
Now, we saw earlier on in the game Koki Takashi come into the ball game and pitched an inning and a third, gave up 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 4 free passes are what spelled the doom for Tagashi.
Yep.
And judging by the signal from the umpire, that's the 4th
I think that's just what he uses for we're just making sure they know whether there's actually a charge visit. I have to get Scott Costello to send us the official arms signals again.
That would be helpful. As Rodriguez will deliver and gets that one over the plate for strike 1.
I'll send an email on the way home.
I drove, so I can't email while I'm on my way home.
I'm just going to sit in the passenger seat and get caught up with Jenny.
There you go.
I'm sure Gray and Ren will be in the back seat, just, probably snoozing, reading a book or whatever.
Hey,
yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
No.
I need one of those automated cars so I can read a book in the back seat on the way home.
They're a little pricey.
Yeah, that's the problem. As Rodriguez will wind and deliver to Vittini. Low. Full count. The Cardinals wouldn't even mind here trading the out for the run if they could get Duncan across.
Oh, exactly. 3-run lead and going into the 9th inning here at home would be huge.
Yeah, Vittini reaches out. That one may have ended up outside, but Vittini wasn't taking any chances.
It just sounded weird off the end of the bat. I don't know if he cracked the barrel of it or just
where he got it, maybe, yeah.
Gonna have to see all these guys with these torpedo bats very soon. I know Ryan Rijos has got a few of them on order.
Oh, boy. Does that guy really need a torpedo bat?
No, but you know.
Julie,
I don't know if you've seen the pictures of his new shoes either.
I have not.
Oh, man. He got some custom Baycat shoes done up, too, and it's just like.
Nice.
Yeah.
July Vittini over to first on the walk.
His third walk of the night.
Yeah, and here's really been the difference so far in the ball game, Neil, is 14 strikeouts for Cardinals pitching, 8 free passes for Red Sox pitching.
That's a lot. You got to cut that number down.
Oh, pardon me. 12 free passes.
Rawlings out of town scoreboard one more time here, and it's now in the top of the 9th inning. The London Majors walking away with this one. It's 7-0 over the Guelph Royals in the top of the 9th inning in London as Vittini takes off to second base. Royals held to 5 hits so far in the contest. They've made 4 errors, so it's not been a pretty game.
Cardinals have been credited with 5 hits in the game, 12 walks.
A lot of patience at the plate and maybe a little bit wild here, but yeah, it's just, I'd love to see the hit numbers go up, especially with this lineup.
Rodriguez delivers high, 2-0 to Salazzo.
Mind you, the guy at the plate's already got a pair of hits and a pair of runs scored, so he's doing his part, which is typical Jonathan Salazzo.
Yep. A single and a double.
Yep. Started the rally in the 7th inning. That leadoff double.
And he's on the verge of taking a free pass here for the second time in the ballgame. 3-0 the count. This would be 13 walks for Red Sox pitching if they lose Jonathan Salazzo.
Jeff Lounsbury will not be happy after this game about those.
As Rodriguez will deliver, and it's low, and it is 13 walks. As Jonathan Salazzo takes the base.
Bases loaded, nobody away here in this 8th inning.
And it's Josh Williams who's going to step in.
You can make this a loud one in a hurry here with one swing of the bat.
Yeah, he's got the opportunity to blow the doors right off. And there was some action in the Red Sox bullpen that is currently halted.
Yep.
And whoa, Josh Williams, he is not shy about...
That was swinging for the Mohawk.
Yeah. Yeah, he is not shy about leaning in. Rodriguez winds and delivers, and again...
Another big hack. That was going for the rugby field.
Yeah, you know what Josh Williams is trying to do in this at-bat.
Yeah. Not just hit it, kill it.
Yeah, he wants to send this thing as far out of here as he possibly can. Can't tempt him that time. As the ball runs inside, 1-2. Andrew Johnston would be the man behind Williams. It would be his first at-bat of the game after replacing Tanner Rempel in the bottom of 7. And Williams going to strike out as he was absolutely trying to crush a baseball. And now Andrew Johnston will step in. He replaced. There you go.
Step up to the plate, the first baseman, number 9, Andrew Johnston.
He replaced Tanner Rempel after Rempel came out of the game just grabbing at the hamstring a little bit in the bottom of 7. Johnston ended up coming around to score. And tapped that one back. Foul. Kind of looked like he got caught between two thoughts there.
Yep.
Bases loaded, 1 away. Red Sox just desperate to get out of this jam. That one off the outside edge, and Jose Rodriguez has got to be careful as he gave that gesture to home plate. And we know that if you show up the umpire,
it's never a good idea.
You're not going to be in the ball game long. That one comes in high, 2-1 to Johnston. Just a little bookkeeping cleanup. Jackson Smith is in left field for the Brantford Red Sox. He replaced Jeremy Veilleux. And that one came in high and inside. 3-1, and Rodriguez in danger of pushing a run across on a walk. Rodriguez will wind and deliver. Johnston sends that back foul. Count is full. Three walks as Rodriguez tries to get out of the jam. Strikeout of Williams. He's worked Johnston full. Oh, got Johnston looking on the outside edge.
Johnson and the plate umpire exchanging some words there.
That was tight. That was tight.
Step up to the plate, right fielder, number 12, Yolki Pena.
Yolki Pena, who does not yet have an IBL batting average, Neil.
Nope, but he's been on base 4 times. So he's got a great on-base percentage.
He scored twice. Rodriguez way outside. And if Pena were to walk for a 5th time, it would give the Cardinals exactly what they're looking for in an extra run.
Yep.
Whoa, that one almost got out of the glove of Watt.
I don't know if he's falling into the holes for the other pitchers here. It just doesn't seem like he's comfortable throwing off this mound.
No, Jose Rodriguez has not looked like he's really felt comfortable since he's come into the ballgame. He's got 2 strikeouts, but he's not looked like he's really settled. Had a little slip there as well, but he got Pena to chase it. 2-1.
It's too early for Deuce, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly is up with the footing of Rodriguez. He slipped again.
Yeah.
3-1.
Does he have turf cleats on instead of actual baseball cleats maybe or something? I don't know.
You got to wonder. There's something not right. When he's planting his front foot, it's just sliding out on him.
Yeah. Well, they look like they're not turf cleats, so I don't know. Man, the truck does a great job.
And he lost Pena to the walk.
And there we go. That's the extra insurance run the Cardinals desperately needed in this ballgame.
Duncan comes around to score.
And that's going to prompt Jeff Lonsberry out here with asking for the baseball from his pitcher.
Yolki Pena has 5 walks in this ballgame.
It doesn't matter. There's a conversation back home. So how'd your night go? I walked a lot. A lot. 5 times.
A lot.
Yeah.
Neil, that's 14 free passes from Red Sox pitching. And I don't want to second guess, but why take Aiden Armitage out? He was the only pitcher that hadn't surrendered a walk.
Yeah, and I think it was just probably he pitched Sunday too, and they've got a couple of they got another game on Sunday as well. So maybe it's just okay. Maybe the situation is he only wants to go one inning too. Like it's just, hey, I'm just not in the shape yet to go past one.
Well, maybe that's the case. But 2/3 of an inning for Armitage, he gave up 1 hit, had 1 strikeout, and the only Red Sox pitcher to not surrender a walk. Arbach gave up 6, but only surrendered 2 runs. Tagashi gave up 4 walks over an inning and a third, gave up 4 runs. And Jose Rodriguez, 4 walks in 2/3 of an inning, has given up the 1 run, but is responsible for all 3 base runners.
Yeah. Not been a good night as far as control goes for the Red Sox, and I think that's the one thing they were trying to address in the offseason. When Jeff Lonsbury took over, he just wanted to cut down the walks, cut down the mental mistakes, cut down the physical mistakes, and unfortunately tonight it's just been a victim of circumstance in some cases, and like you said, Pena's got 5 walks. He's seen a lot of baseball. Saw a lot of pitches.
And Gabe Bruder comes into the ball game wearing the number 49.
Final in from London, the Majors win 7-0 over the Guelph Royals.
Stepping up the plate, the left fielder number 10, Nico Kikatos.
Nico Kikatos will step in.
Majors off to a 2-0 start now after they beat the Red Sox 6-5 on Sunday.
So the Majors out of the gates quick. And Bruder gets a strike on the outside edge. It looked like it might have been a little off the outside edge.
Strike zone might have just to widen a little bit too, as Chris Walters realizing, hey, it's a 7-4 ball game and we're still here.
Yeah.
Still got another inning to go.
Yep.
And it's 10:47.
Yep. As that ball's delivered high. Ball 1. Now that kind of goes back to a conversation we had last year where it'd be nice if you could move the start times up to a 6:30 or a 7 o'clock, but that makes it hard for traffic.
Well, exactly. Traffic, especially us getting in here, it was just like, okay, I left my office at 4. Got here at 5:30 something, like
yeah.
Because we got to 6 and the mess down to the hill.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Haven't figured a good route around that mess, but I'm gonna have to figure something out for next week because link's closed.
Ah, yes, the yearly maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So thankfully we don't have 2 games next weekend at home. There's just 1 on the Friday night, so we'll be going through downtown again, unless there's a smarter way to get here. I don't think there is, though.
No, not really.
Up Main Street and up the mountain.
I was going to say there might be a couple of ways to avoid some traffic, but you'd be going way, way out of the way to do it.
I just don't want to. I think the first year we did it was the Grand Tour way almost as far as at Oakville because the GPS didn't know what was going on.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's not fun. Whoa, Kikatos sends this high and deep into left center, but settling under it will be the center fielder Baker Black, and that is going to do it for the bottom of the 8th inning. All season long, you will see great footage here on Cable 14 and on social media from our friends at TS Media.
The winning ticket number will take home $782.50. Tonight's winning ticket.
And here we go. Fernando Rodney will take the hill for the first time as a member of the Hamilton Cardinals. A save situation with a 7-4 lead here in the top of the 9th in the season opener against the Brantford Red Sox. This is the moment that everybody's been waiting for.
Just hearing that music break in this ballpark.
Fans entering the game for your Cardinals.
And look at all those cell phones out. And Josh Bain just absolutely killed it 2 seconds ago.
Gave him the proper intro. 933 innings of MLB baseball. 943 strikeouts. 327 saves. A career 3.8 ERA. He began his MLB career in 2002, wrapped it up in 2019. Longevity, excellence. What a career for Fernando Rodney at the MLB level. And now, Neil, we get the pleasure of seeing him do what he has done better than almost anyone that's done it. That's take the hill in a save situation.
This is what you build it up in your head before you come to the ballpark tonight and go, you hope for the situation. You hope for the situation where he comes into the ball game where it really matters and he gets a chance to show why he's one of the best in history.
A World Series champion. Pitched in Detroit, in LA, in Tampa, in Seattle, in Oakland, in Minnesota, Arizona, Miami, San Diego, Washington, and now in Hamilton as Nick Burdett sends it into right field. And it's a first pitch out for Fernando Rodney.
And he tips his cap as he's going back off the mound. Burdett had a little bit of fun, a little chuckle on that one.
Big smile from Burdett.
Yep.
Step up to the plate, right fielder number 27.
He got a good piece of it, but not enough.
No. If the wind was blowing, he might have got a little bit of boost here, but it's been quiet tonight.
Yoelqui Pena settled under it well. Torreson sees a first pitch strike from Rodney. Off speed, got the outside edge. I mean, imagine what you got to be thinking if you're a young man stepping in like Torreson here against one of the greats. Is this one on the ground? Brown collects it, fires to first. Got him, 2 away.
And this is what the Cardinals, I think, were missing last year. That guy, that reliable, dependable guy that you can get the ball. If you can get the ball to him in the 9th inning, it's not automatic, but it's going to be, it's in the best hands it possibly could be in.
And now Schmarter will step in. 3 strikeouts in the ballgame. I think you're exactly right. We saw it start to get there with Zach Cameron in the 9th inning as he was getting established. That's what I've said before. If Zach Cameron is going to return to this Cardinals lineup, as Schmarter sends this one into right field. He'll turn as Pena collects. And Schmarter's got a double off Fernando Rodney.
That's something he'll definitely tell his grandkids about. That night I faced a former major leaguer.
Wonder if he'll ask for the baseball on that one.
Well, he's not getting it. Rodney's going to keep that one close. I don't think so. Actually, he might actually be asking for that baseball. That is his first IBL hit, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, what a spot to get it.
Yep.
How'd you get your first IBL hit? Oh, off a guy who could be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. But unfortunately, he didn't want to get back to baseball, so.
Jose Vinicio. Oh, inside strike from Rodney. The placement is just unbelievable. Taken off to third as Schmarter. Vittini hops up. Wasn't in time. Schmarter's got the stolen base.
That run means nothing at third, but at the same time, you don't want to get thrown out going to third either, so that was very close. Would have been a heck of a way to lose that inning, or end the ball game anyways.
July Vittini is going to be a whole lot of trouble for base runners. And Schmarter got a great jump, and he still almost had him. Oh, right. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Jose just about went out of his boots there.
He had Jose Vinicio, a veteran in this league, just crossed up.
Look at that hat.
It's fashionable.
Yep.
You're going to see Cardinals hats worn around the ballpark like that all summer. 2 strikes, 2 out. Rodney back up the middle from Vinicio. Brown knocks it down to second, and Vinicio is going to reach. Great work from Schmarter and Vinicio to force the run across. Bit of a survival swing there from Jose Vinicio, and he just got enough of it.
He's telling the story over to Andrew Johnson at first right now. I'll have to ask AJ what he said to him afterwards.
Rodney off the plate, ball one.
Vinicio the single and the RBI. You can't fault that one on the shortstop. If he made the best play to just keep the ball in the infield.
Yeah, it's just a nice little play there from Vinicio as Rodney gets Black a little crossed up. (7-5) is the Red Sox tying run is at the plate, but it's 2 away. Inside 2-1, now to Black.
You ready, all right?
As Rodney has the long look into July Vittini. He'll deliver, and that one.
This is inside again.
Looked like Rodney slipped a little on that one as well. He kind of
something's going on with his mound.
Yeah, he kind of fell off the side of the mound there. 3-1 the count. Hulk is on deck. Rodney delivers, and it's a walk to Black. So the Cardinals now with a little bit of danger. 2 out. They've got their guy on the hill. The tying run is at first base. The go-ahead run now batting. And stepping in is Tim Holt. Rodney delivers. Off the outside edge. Rodney got the first 2 outs in a hurry, Neil, on the Red Sox. Their credit have given him a little bit of trouble since then.
A lot more patient at the plate here. He's picked up something.
That time he got it. 1-1 the count to Hulk. Rodney with the look into Vittini. Delivers, got that outside edge again. 1-2. Boy, you can see the gas when Rodney brings it. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-run lead for the Cardinals. Rodney with the look in, delivers. Hulk hammers it deep into left field. And it's out of here. Tim Hulk in the top of the 9th inning has hit a 3-run home run off Fernando Rodney. And the complexion of this game has just dramatically changed.
It definitely has.
Started with the RBI double from, the double from Schmarter. They got brought around on the RBI single from Vinicio. A walk to Black. And then a 3-run home run from Hulk, and it's 8-7 Brantford.
And now you got both bullpens racing back down the lines here to get loose in a hurry.
Ball tapped back towards the mound. Vittini pops up over to Johnston, and that ends the inning, but it was not the way that Fernando Rodney wanted his debut in the IPL to go.
Definitely not.
4 runs cross.
4 runs on 2 hits. Sorry, 4 runs on 3 hits.
And 3 times, Neil, Rodney had them down to their last strike.
He did, and just unable to find that punch out or get them to chase something out of the zone that he was trying to hope that they would take the bait on.
Well, now it flips back to the Cardinals. And Tommy Reyes Cruz will lead off the bottom of the 9th inning.
That he will.
Can the Cardinals find one more answer? What a wild baseball game.
Just another Friday night baseball classic.
Yeah, I would not have had this transpiring on the bingo card.
Nope, definitely not.
It appears that it's going to be Gabe Bruder to continue on.
But there is double barrel activity down in the Red Sox bullpen and somebody getting loose. I don't know if that's Connor Corey down the line or somebody else.
I think it's Connor Corey for the Cardinals. So Reyes Cruz. Will be the man to lead off. Reyes Cruz followed by Brown, Duncan, and Vittini. Should one of them reach? A run sends us to extra innings. 2 ends the game. Boy, gotta think for Fernando Rodney, he had to have a bit of a whoa, what just happened moment there.
Yep.
As Tommy Reyes Cruz will step in to open the bottom of the 9th.
And for Tim Holk, he's got quite the tale to tell his friends for years now.
A 3-run home run in the debut of Fernando Rodney. On a 1-2 count.
Yep. Pitch that got up a little too high in the zone, and Holk was able to put it out.
Bruder continuing along. And he'll deliver a first pitch ball to Tommy Reyes Cruz. Bruder gets Reyes Cruz swinging through that one, evens it up 1-1.
Cruz with the big double his last time up. Cardinals would love them to do the same thing.
Yeah, that would be a massive start if he could. Two and 1 the count.
See yours. See yours.
As Bruder with the look in on the 2 and 1. Outside 3 and 1. Well, I think the Cardinals will be okay to take a walk here too if it gets Reyes Cruz on base.
Well, exactly. They need base runners here. Not expecting anybody in this lineup to hit a 2-run bomb with nobody on base.
Yeah, even with some of the hitters in the Cardinals lineup, you can't do that.
Nope.
Oh, they're going to get a chance now. Reyes Cruz draws the walk.
Top of the order now coming up here, so.
Jaden Brown will step in.
Stepping up to the plate, the shortstop number 6, Jaden.
Might be more accurate to say grooves his way in.
Yep.
Brown has not recorded a hit tonight. He does have credit on the RBI, though.
Yeah.
I believe that was on the fielder's choice.
Yep. But actually, it's a double play, so there's no RBI.
Well, he's currently listed with an RBI.
Well, sure it'll have to get changed. Nate is actually correct. It's only no RBI grounds into it. He didn't. He was on the unfortunate slip at third.
Right, that's right. It was the Cicado slip. 1-0 from Bruder. Brown sawed it off, and a bit of a look from Bruder to second, but Brown will move up the runner.
Time run now in scoring position for Tyler Duncan.
Stepping up to the plate, the center fielder, number 5, Tyler Duncan.
Bruder had that quick peek over to see if he could go there, and
I just don't think he was in no man's land, so he had to make sure and everything else. Now he's Benicio's waving at the infield here as far as, hey, be aware.
Duncan's got Vittini behind him. And the presence of Jonathan Salazzo would emerge if one of them reaches base. And Bruder gets the first pitch strike on Duncan.
Thought about it, and I didn't ask him. Plate umpire where it was.
Now both sides have had some issues with the strike zone over the course of this ball game. Bruder delivers. That one comes in high.
Cassidy making a weird hand signal with his glove there. More like just kind of location-wise, hey, you want to go outside here. Maybe just to remind Bruder who's at the plate.
Duncan has walked each of his last 2 times up. And he'll get ahead 2-1.
Yeah, they're definitely pitching around him. I don't want anything in his wheelhouse.
Well, and this is where if you're the Cardinals, it's Bruder. Got that one on the outside edge, 2-2.
Broke late.
If you're the Cardinals, you got to have somebody behind him cash in if they're going to pitch around.
Yep.
Cardinals have drawn a ton of walks tonight. Duncan sends it into right field. It's deep. It's not going to be far enough. Oh, it's dropped. The madness continues. Reyes Cruz up to third. Duncan's on second.
That'll be an E9 likely. As Reyes Cruz goes to third, and 7-11 will come to the plate yet again.
July Vittini. He'll have an opportunity here. Tying run 90 feet away. Winning run is on second.
If it was anybody else but Jonathan Salazzo on deck, you walk Vittini in this situation. No, you seriously do.
Yes, no, you're exactly right.
But
you're exactly right.
But you have the force out here on every base.
Yeah, you cannot walk Vittini with one out to get to Jonathan Salazzo.
No, you can't.
That's.
But if it wasn't Salazzo, it's an automatic. You're putting him on base.
Yes. Absolutely. You with the conductor behind him, and this is where the difference from last season, where there wasn't that protection. Now you get to Duncan, to Vittini, and you can't move Vittini to first because Salazzo sits right behind him.
Thank you very much.
Vittini. Oh, saw something he liked there and hopped on it, fouls it back. 0-1.
We have bonus baseball 2 nights in a row to start the IPL season. It's a good thing I don't have any plans tomorrow.
Vittini skies it. And that's going to fall for Jose Vinicio. It's 2 away, and
He points right at the dugout because they're all yelling at him to drop the ball.
July Vittini was not happy with himself.
No. You got a little too much underneath that one, and thought it was a watermelon. It was more like a squash.
One of the best batters in IBL history.
And he just got the intentional pass. Josh Williams. Okay, you walk him. I'll hit. I'm no spring chicken, but I can still get the job done.
Intentional walk to Jonathan Salazzo, and that's unfortunate. You'd love to see him bat in that spot.
Yep.
Well, and you said it, Neil. If you're Josh Williams now, all right, you want to walk him to get to me.
Okay, let's see what you got, kid.
Could be a moment here for Josh Williams.
Single likely wins this ball game.
Yep. Rutter delivers, and that one's outside. Williams starts ahead 1-0.
Andrew Johnson puts his helmet on and waits in the wings here.
Outside 2-0.
Something more increasingly like Johnson will come to the plate with either in a tie ball game or acting like a traffic cop, waving the last guy home.
Yeah, one way or another, he may be up there. And Williams may stay patient here. Oh, he saw that one and tried to send it to the moon.
Yeah. Saw one almost in daylight there and tried to connect with it.
Count is 2-1. Tommy Reyes Cruz is just dying over there at third base. He wants to get home. Bruder. Look in, 2-1. Williams hammers it. Right center field. Reyes Cruz scores. Round the bags. Duncan. Cardinals walk it off.
That helmet just went airborne.
The story for Josh Williams. Back from injury. They loved him so much, he got a return. And it's a 2 RBI walk-off single on opening night.
And Fernando Rodney unconventionally picks up the win in his IBL debut.
Oh, you knew it as soon as it left the bat. Reyes Cruz came flying around the bags. And then Tyler Duncan followed it up to close it out. Oh, Josh Williams is pumped up, Neil.
Oh, man. Let the Josh Williams redemption tour begin.
Absolutely.
Cardinals player of the game is designated hitter number 8, Josh Williams.
And Williams earned it. 4 RBIs in the ball game for the big fella. And he's got the title belt over his shoulder.
Now let's head down to field level. Who's standing with our standout performer, Mr. Josh Williams.
Take a look at that replay, Neil. He knew it as soon as it left the bat. And get a look here from Tommy Reyes Cruz. I'm coming.
Yep. Making sure I touch home.
And then Tyler Duncan.
Right behind him.
Rocky Mountain Thunder. Thunders across home plate.
And then, I don't know how they got that giant bucket of water across the diamond that fast.
Josh Williams, what a finish as he's down at field level right now with Emily, and I believe we're going to talk to him momentarily. But what a finish to this ball game. After the Brantford Red Sox took the lead in the top of the 9th inning, the Cardinals needed something in the bottom. They needed 2 runs, Neil, to close it out. And somehow, some way, they deliver.
They found a way to win this one. Even though, in years past, they would have just folded up their tent and got home.
That's right.
This year, you can just feel the vibe is different on that bench. You see the guys, you saw the celebration afterwards and everything else. It's just like incredible.
Down at field level, so pleased to be joined by the man who made the madness happen at the end. It's designated hitter Josh Williams. Josh, they walked Jonathan Salazzo in front of you. Was it a bit of, oh sure, walk him, now watch what I can do?
Hey, like I said on field level, I'm so glad to see what Eric and the staff did because we have no on this lineup. So once they walked him, I was like, all right, we're going to have to make them pay.
Josh, for you, obviously injuries last year cut your first Cardinals tenure short. The guys around the clubhouse loved you so much, the team wanted to bring you back. You pay it off your first night in the return. How much fun is this to be back with the Cardinals and with this group?
I'm having fun with the game again. It's been a while since I've had this much fun, and I'm glad that I'm part of this group because I feed off them, and I'm just going to try to be a positive person on this roster.
Josh, congratulations on the win tonight. Really excited for you and the Cardinals and for what we're going to see from this team down the stretch. Looking forward to talking to you again as the season goes along. Get out in the tunnel and celebrate with your teammates, big man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See you guys soon.
Josh Williams, a star for the Cardinals. He's been excellent in this league for a long, long time. And Neil, he pays it off in his first return.
I am so happy for that guy.
Yes.
So happy for that guy.
We saw him at the beginning of last season struggling with the injury. You knew it just wasn't quite right. Tonight, a complete reverse from what we saw opening night last year.
Exactly. You know, it's a different guy. He's got to bring out a little more pep in his step, that's for sure.
And on a night when we see the re-debut of Josh Williams, the re-debut of Jonathan Salazzo, it's a big night for the Cardinals. Unconventional, as you said, for Fernando Rodney on the win, but they get the win. That's the important thing, and now they get to reset.
Well, this team picked them up. Not anything. You know, you gave up the big run. Hey, we've got you. You know, that's how much this team he's going to mean to this team down the stretch. He's going to go back out there next time and say, hey, you know what? Put it behind me. Let's go out and get the next one.
Raquel Bendicastro will rejoin this team. Nickel is on the way. Tanner Rempel looks like he's going to be all right. He's still down there celebrating with his teammates. It's a loaded roster.
It's definitely a loaded roster. It's going to be a fun summer.
Absolutely. Neil said it perfectly. A fun summer as the Cardinals walk it off in the home opener. We'll be back here next Friday night to continue Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. For my broadcast partner, Neil Srivastava, I'm Reed Duthie. Big thanks to our entire Cable 14 crew. See you next week.